Welcome, everyone, to tonight's episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of us nerdy-ass voice actors sit around and play Dungeons & Dragons. My name is Matthew Mercer, I'm the Dungeon Master, and for those returning, good to see you again, and for those for the first time, welcome, and hopefully you're not too lost. So Sam is on his way right now, beating the usual traffic from coming in, from wherever he comes from, being a professional, having a career that's functional and perpetually busy. No. Get here soon, Sam. Quickly, please. Drive safe. Don't drive with children in the street. It's a problem. Apparently that was confusion from last time. People thought he was actually driving into children. Like he had problems with the children in traffic. He thought children in traffic.
Yeah, it's just the sidewalk.
So keep your children out of traffic if you don't mind. That's a general Critical Role request. PSA, yeah.
The battle.
So before we get started in this, first and foremost, I want to say hello to our guest for the evening, Mr. Chris Hardwick.
Very nice to be here.
Glad you could join us for tonight's game.
Also very excited to be here on Ravenclaw Appreciation Day, the best house, of course.
Yes, that's true.
Would beyond measure is man's greatest treasure.
Hufflepuff.
Indeed.
Slytherin. Ravenclaw's pretty good. Pretty good.
You're between. By good, you mean the best.
Yeah, no.
There you go.
I think. I don't know.
Well, I'm sorry, there's no... I would really
shit.
love to...
Oh,
this
is
I'm
so awkward.
Sorry.
I thought
There's
we called you.
Can you stand near the bear?
Is this-
His name is Trinket.
Can
all
you
right?
please stand near the
Is
bear?
this how I was fired from the show?
We thought we would do it on the live stream just
Yeah.
to really help capture the
Well-
traffic that would bring.
Good luck. Good luck. I think you're going to do great. These guys will take care of you.
I've been
and-
working with this guy for the last couple of years on Sanjay and Craig.
Yeah.
He gets all businessy. Like he's a responsible adult in the workplace.
Then he comes here.
Then I come here. You're not.
I can't wait to see this.
You're the same.
Other side.
Where am I supposed to sit? Right here?
There, yeah.
we're
yes,
tight.
yes,
We're gonna bring you a
Is
chair. We're gonna bring you a
Is
chair.
that true? Is that? I don't know.
I
Are we
would
scooting
move
over?
but I need both. My legs
This is
are
the most awkward thing.
wider than
We're gonna bring you a
I
chair.
want to
like a
give
New
you
York subway
space
over
for.
here. This
It's really. I mean, there's.
Yeah, there's really no...
Can you just rappel down that?
There we
This is
go.
so awkward.
I love it. I love it.
Perfect. It's
No,
everything I hoped it
I've
would
got
be.
the half table at the end here. It's great.
Matt, I don't like having people on my right side. Is this weird?
Yeah, well, if it becomes a problem, just raise your hand and
We
scream.
can scoot a little bit.
It's already.
Yeah, you guys.
We don't have to. But
I'm technically at the end. This is on Chris,
the whole
really.
bench down
Yeah,
on this
sit the
side.
bench.
Yeah, I
you
straddle
guys.
to the table.
Look at how far the bench is on our side.
Professional show.
I put the leg of the table between your, like right
can go
next
further
to
if we
the
have
old
to.
Johnson.
Let's go a little further.
Very well-oiled machine, Critical
that's
Role.
right.
Glad you guys,
Thanks for joining us this week.
the utmost of
doesn't matter.
presenter quality we promise to you on a weekly basis. Thank you for joining us.
Presenter equality.
All right, so
9 pounds of dice.
All right, lock it up. Lock it up, right table. Jesus.
Sorry, we're ready.
welcome, Sam. Glad you can make it. All right, so let's get through our announcements quickly for the week. We see tomorrow a bunch of us are going to be at WonderCon down at the LA Convention Center, not Anaheim. It's always been at Anaheim, and I thought it was Anaheim when I mentioned it last week, but no, it's at LA because everything likes to prove me wrong. But yeah, we'll be there 7 to 8 p.m. is our Critical Role panel. So if you're in the area, you're coming to the event, come say hello, bring questions, and preferably not punch me in the face for getting it wrong with Anaheim.
Used to be in San Francisco.
Even before that.
Yeah, it was in San. I went to it at Moscone Center like 6 or 7 years ago, and then Anaheim, just getting closer and closer.
Yeah, it's
Damn.
gonna be in Lancaster next year.
Definitely.
Yeah.
wasn't
The
wrong.
year after, it's gonna be at my house.
Yeah.
Great.
At least people go there for that. Going to
I know.
Lancaster for anything is a difficult choice. Sorry, Lancaster.
Longest announcement ever.
No. All right, so
We're just getting started.
we have tonight.
Shirts.
I'm getting to it. We have an issue last week where a bunch of our shirts, our Gilmore shirts, sold out really quickly.
This shirt right here?
That shirt that you're wearing for
Beautiful
Gilmore's
shirt
Glorious
that everybody
Goods.
wants, but nobody can have.
I have it.
That's terrible.
Oh, sorry.
Do I have to sit next to him
The whole time.
Don't worry, I've already been emasculated.
We're counting it as community service. It'll be fine.
Very special.
However, in trying to make sure that we can hope that our folks who don't get to see it live have an opportunity at these, we're going to be starting for a week a limited pre-order for Gilmore shirts. Should be up live now on the website. So if you didn't have the opportunity to go ahead and grab your own Gilmore's Glorious Good shirt, go to geekandsundry.com right now. Go to their store. It should be available for pre-orders for the next week.
The unicorn by the horn.
Yes.
Like it.
Yes. Grog, Travis. But Grog,
Yes.
you're wearing a delightful shirt there.
Yes.
Like, tell us a bit about that shirt.
This is the next of our shirt designs.
Oh, is that true?
The Strong Jaw Ale shirt design, which will be on sale tomorrow at our WonderCon panel, and then in the Geek and Sundry
WonderCon!
store as well.
Oh, that is manly.
Aged 6 months in a bag of holding.
You can read?
Upside down only.
That makes sense.
Yeah. No.
Great. Anyone else have any announcements they want to bring up?
I've got a fun. I can now be your companion as of this week in Fallout 4. If you build a robot and give it the male voice, I can be really polite to you for hours on end.
Hey!
You can have me be very polite. It's the only way you
I'm
can
gonna have
make
to
me
do
very
that.
polite.
You can make him very polite and apparently be sexy Codsworth, which is the new internet thing. This is the Codsworth top with like the normal legs at the bottom. It's just sexy running Codsworth with Talison's voice. So do that.
That horrifies me.
May I promote
Halloween.
just a quick thing?
Of course, please.
We're doing the Nerdist panel Sunday at WonderCon, and then I'm going to do a signing right afterwards. I think 11 and 12 are the 2 times for that. And then, if you have a chance, I just posted on Facebook the full unedited episode. We did a Trump v. Sanders debate on At Midnight last night, and it was really fun.
It's awesome.
And they extended it to an hour because it was so much fun. So it's on Facebook now, and just go and share it, please, because we enjoyed making it.
It's awesome.
Thank you
Seriously.
very much.
Of course. Yeah, check that one out. I caught that earlier today haphazardly, and I'm glad I did. And you will be
Did
glad
it
too.
trend on Twitter? That's where I saw it.
It did, yeah. Last night it did, and then we stuck it up today. And then my comedy special on Comedy Central, Fun Comfortable, April 30th.
April 30th. Heck yeah, man. Congrats. That'll be awesome. Alrighty.
Oh my gosh, Crit Roll is the code you need for free shipping if you want Wormwood gaming boxes to hold your dice in them. We all have them. I have some at home. My kids love them. Crit Roll is the code you need for free shipping.
I expected a bassier belch.
I know, it comes from her, though. She's like a howitzer. It's a
Yeah.
whole other thing. Yeah.
I'll surprise you with it. Don't worry.
I'll make your shirt move. Legit.
No, like she'll actually surprise you. She'll wait till like you're walking through a parking garage at 2 a.m. and just like over your shoulder.
Phone rings. Hello.
Exactly. She's good. Anyone have anything else they want to announce before we drop into the game?
I'm sitting on half a chair.
Thank you for that, Sam.
Scoot a cheek here.
I'm fine.
Scoot a cheek here.
He's not fine.
It was important enough for you to bring it up.
This is
Fine, Christopher.
All right,
You know,
Samuel.
his character is small, but he has a big personality, so he's a lot of...
How do you do this every week?
That's a good question.
Normally sedated.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
let's go ahead and jump into this wondrous.
Oh god.
And so, to get you guys a little bit up to speed with some of the fun that's happened previously on Critical Role, our band of intrepid adventurers, Vox Machina, after having a horrible encounter with the Chroma Conclave, a gathering of chromatic evil dragons that has just torn through the Tal'Dorei countryside, destroying cityscape after cityscape. The party has fled and has been seeking information on how to possibly eventually topple these creatures and restore order to the land of Tal'Dorei. They begin seeking these artifacts known as the Vestiges of Divergence that promise ancient power from wars long past that could aid them in this journey. After acquiring one with a near-death experience by Vexalia over there, they begin their next step in the journey. However, as part of a recent scrying spell by Keyleth, the druid discovered that the Pyra tribe of her druidic heritage, the Ashari, were decimated as their home of Pyra was the portal to the fire elemental plane that they normally guard, was where Thordak, the Cinder King, the great red dragon, tore through into this prime realm and managed to seemingly wipe out most, if not all, of the tribe. Vox Machina made the relatively grim journey back to the mountainside, finding it now brimming with volcanic rock and volcanic activity that previously lay dormant. Upon climbing the side of the mountain, You found remnants of the pirate tribe still alive and making their way up the mountain, as damaged as they are, in hopes of sealing this now progressively swelling tear between the prime material plane and the elemental plane of fire. Not just that, there was aid that came to the pirate tribe that involved a number of Arashari, one of which was Corin, Keyleth's father. There was a brief, tearful exchange and reunion before the rest of you, steeling yourselves, began to walk in towards the center of the mountain's caldera, towards the remnants of the Cinder Grove, the now destroyed and sundered petrified forest, in hopes of closing this rippling tear to the elemental plane once and for all. And this is where we begin. So, the group of the 6 of you, gathering alongside the dozen or so pirate members with various burns, Serkonos, who is the leader of the tribe, now missing his arm, cauterized at the shoulder, all advancing forward quietly in this kind of tense push of necessity. You can see in the distance, swirling between the trees, clusters of glowing elemental entities that are either spilling forth from this recently and have taken this landscape as their own, or are just enjoying in their kind of elementals like to burn shit. And so you're seeing fire elementals wandering about, just tearing through what remains of this countryside, and you actually, Vexalia, as you guys are stepping forward, keeping an eye on these glowing, distant entities, these creatures, you catch out of the corner of your eye what appears to be a number of other humanoids, a small cluster of shadowed individuals, kind of far off to the left, tucked around the bottom of a tree.
Can I ask everyone to wait? Percy,
Yes.
can you look through your scope and see who that is?
Take a look.
Make a perception check.
First roll.
Oh, that's not bad.
Music.
The violins go south.
23.
23. Glancing over that direction, you see towards one of the larger broken petrified trees right on the outskirts of the Cinder Grove forest. You see what appear to be a cluster of humanoids. 2 of them have flesh, the other 2 do not. These skeletal creatures kind of shuffle in place, clutching a blade to one side, while the other 2 appear to be in partially rotted states. They're mostly disinterested in their surroundings and stand there kind of head to the side, aimless.
Are they in the clothing of the natives, or do they not look to be
Ashari.
Ashari?
From what you can tell, one of them does appear to have a Shari wardrobe. The other one does not.
Said in a weird way.
They look undead. It doesn't.
Are they from here?
Possibly. One looks vaguely familiar. But there's something wrong. We should proceed. Let's go up and find out what's happening. Slowly and armed.
At this point, Corin, his father and the head of the Shari, in your absence, puts his hand forth and goes, "I'm sorry, you're saying that you see, along the way, undead creatures."
There's something unnatural over in that direction. We should probably be the ones to investigate.
Right. Given the nature of the elemental presence here, we're going to have to probably divide and attack the central place from multiple positions. Otherwise, they're going to have too strong of a fire front at the edges of this border. Do you feel confident enough to handle your own sliver of this assault?
Is he serious?
Grog. I believe we can handle it, Cora.
We don't have a lot of magic wielders with us, though.
It's all right.
I'm pretty good.
A lot
Pretty
of
good.
magic
Yeah,
wielders.
better than good, buddy.
You're okay.
Well, we'll keep an eye out. We'll have 2 of our druids overhead keeping eyesight. If anything goes wrong, signal up there. You know how, Keyleth. And we'll send them down to aid you. All right.
Sounds good.
The Arashari will come from the northeast. Serkonos, take the rest of your tribe. Hit from the west. You continue on forward. If this troop you found of seemingly lifeless entities looks even remotely dangerous, do not engage. They are not our target. But if this is a scourge that is spread into the Cinder Grove, I fear we may be in worse shape than I had originally envisioned. Regardless, stay silent, stay swift. He looks back to the rest of the Arashari, and all of them kind of, their outer form shimmers as the wind begins to collect around their feet, ever so quietly. And they all, with an intense speed, begin to just trek at an incredible pace, seemingly blending in with the rock surroundings as they go, disappearing around one side of the Cinder Grove forest. Serkonos and the others kind of nod. Serkonos looks at the rest of you, brings up his one hand and kind of gives a touch to his top of his chest and sternum and bows his head and goes, I wish you all great luck. See you on the inside. And the rest of the Fire Shari turn into burning fire elemental forms and begin to streak through the various broken rocks and piece of glass shattered obsidian that peppered this landscape within the caldera, leaving the 6 of you ready to trek forward yourself.
Scanlan, can you do that?
No. No, and I don't think I could learn.
Oh.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So,
Let's go.
avoid the skeletons?
Avoid the skeletons.
Let's take a look at least.
What?
We're supposed to make sure they're not part of something larger that's heading in. So
They're in the
just
way,
take it.
Keyleth.
Did you not just hear my father?
He said if they don't bother us, then to leave them alone, but we should just check to make sure that they're not part of something.
Are they in a path at all? Like, do they look like they're gonna
They're
be near us when we go?
They look like wherever you're traveling, because there's an open expanse of about 80 or so feet before you actually reach the edge of the Cinder Grove, and they're right on the outskirts of the Cinder Grove forest. So, lest you're very careful, they would technically see you if they're paying attention.
Yes.
We'll tread gently and see if they react.
Do you have pass without a trace, Vex?
I do.
Didn't
But,
we-
Keyleth, the minute we start fighting, they will notice us. And then they'll attack us from behind.
So it would be best to get their attention now when things are quiet.
We also don't want to waste all of our abilities on undead.
There's only 2, maybe 4 of them. There's not.
Yeah, well, and there's nothing wrong with a warlock.
That we see.
Let's...
Why don't we just tread that way and we'll see what happens?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
What could happen?
I guess I used Pass Without a Trace on all of us.
You did.
Did we already have it?
Oh, that's... Did we already have it?
Yeah, we did.
From last time?
Last time.
As long as you're maintaining your concentration, how long does it last for? With concentration? I believe
It holds for up to an hour.
an hour, yeah. So you can still be under that effect, sure.
Sweet. Awesome.
So I'd like all 6 of you to roll stealth checks for me if you could.
Okay.
With triple advantage?
No,
No.
just the plus 10, which is better than advantage.
Advantage.
30.
28.
38.
30.
38.
14
Plus 10?
with the plus 10.
All right. As you
Sorry about Lincoln in his...
Mary
in his
Poppins just walking
My
with the
tweet
giant
like that.
brass band.
So, as the entire group kind of bends down into a ninja-like stance, just darting across as fast as they can, keeping low to the ground and using much of the shadow of the overhead clouds and smoke that has completely engulfed the above skyscape. Behind you, bounding very loudly, is a gentle gnome, swishing brown hair.
Trying to do that thing that the Ashari just did.
Right, it's not working. And as you're darting across, you're jumping over little open globules of molten lava that is starting to pour out from various crevices in the stone floor. You're trying to hop around to avoid that, and in doing so, your foot catches the edge of a piece of stone, and you begin to go into a tumble. Make an acrobatics check.
Oh, yes. Oh, disadvantage, because I'm exhausted.
You are.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that.
The honest gnome.
Okay. 14.
You do manage to catch yourself with a slight tumble, skid a bit on your ass, and kind of land on your feet. It would have been a cool 3-point landing if anyone else had attempted it, but you just barely catch yourself. Look back at the group with a sheepish grin, and out of the corner of your eye, you see one of the undead entities kind of turn its head and look right in your direction.
sorry.
Starts just kind of wandering your direction.
Should we engage or keep going?
I'm afraid if we engage, it could draw attention to an entire slew of what could be around.
Let's just put it down quietly.
All right, Jesus Christ.
No magic,
No,
just weapons,
no guns.
no guns. I pull my sword.
Vex, you might be the most capable for this.
All right, roll for an attack.
Okay.
Oh.
Just going for it. Okay.
Wow.
I'm cursed. I think I cursed myself sometime between here and.
You know, the
San
D20s
Francisco.
talk to each other, and they know that you're you're not true.
18.
You wander.
18. That hits.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Can I attack on her heels when she's done?
At this distance, you can. It'll take a little bit to rush up if you want to.
60 feet?
No, that's the wrong.
They're roughly I'll say this point about 60 feet from you. So if you wanted to,
That's my distance.
with your if you go full speed, you can.
Daggers.
15
Oh,
damage.
throwing it. 15 damage on which one of the
Oh,
skeletons?
and it's a
or one
sneak
of-
attack, right? Because I'm hidden.
It would be from you, yes.
Extra 2.
What? Extra 2?
Extra 2.
Okay. This is against one of the zombies or one of the skeletons?
I was doing the one that was walking towards us. I thought the other ones were
Then,
still.
then that would be one of the zombies.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Great. That's not.
All right. The arrow streaks through the air, slamming into the chest, and you see it just kind of embeds itself, causing a piece of tendon to kind of snap and curl back inside the torso. Its arm kind of falls a little more limp than it was previously, but it just kind of keeps walking forward.
I hide.
All right, go ahead and roll a step check. You.
They're all grouped together?
3 of them are grouped together by the tree. The one that noticed is like slowly wandering.
All right,
towards
so
your
I'm going to
direction.
throw at that one as well.
Okay.
39. Stealth.
All right.
I'm just going to throw 1, and just to check, I'm hidden, yeah. So this is the assassinate. This is I have advantage because it hasn't gone yet, and it's a crit because I'm surprising it. So it's,
Wow.
25.
25. With that, as this zombie entity is hobbling forward, the dagger strikes it right in the center of the skull, through right where its mouth and jaw hinge hit, severs the base of the skull to the spine, and the head just rolls off onto the ground underneath. The body just kind of takes 2 more steps before falling forward.
Does any other?
Yeah. Did they all know? Did any of the other ones notice that?
All the other undead creatures all of a sudden turn into the forest as opposed to towards where the death happened, and you see running out from the forest towards you a blue-skinned humanoid rushing out, arms in the air.
Stop what you're doing! Stop it! What have you done? What have you fucking done? It wasn't hurting anybody! I don't understand it. Jesus Christ, these are not easy to make.
Are we killing this one?
No, don't kill him. He's precious.
What did I do?
Who are you?
Who are you? You're fucking shooting at me. You're asking me questions.
These are zombies. These are undead.
They were attacking us. They were attacking him.
These were in my employ.
Oh.
Well, you should keep a leash on them then.
That would be inhumane, wouldn't it?
They're not human.
Well, they were. That's very disrespectful of you. I don't appreciate
Are
it.
they pets? Are they friends? Where were
They're
you?
friend pets.
You have to be around, though,
Yes,
to keep an
well,
eye on them.
I know, but I've been traveling out here for a while, and so they provide a layer of protection. Certainly not great now. Now there were 4, now there's 3.
Well, listen, when we see these things without an owner around, we take them out. I'm sorry, it's pretty standard.
This can't be the first time this has happened.
It does happen quite a lot, actually. Now that I think about it, it's probably a little bit on me.
You could make them vests or something.
Or
Some
maybe-
sort of service.
Yeah.
That's a nice idea. Is there a vest maker?
Like a lumpy mask on them or something, so people know they're nice.
Certainly, yeah. Masks and vests. That's a great idea.
You see agreeing before you a blue-scaled dragonborn. If you would like to describe yourself for the party.
Yes, I'm. Sorry, I forgot to. Where are my manners? My name is Gern Blanston.
No, it's not.
It's Gern Blanston. Oh my god! This one's very rude.
Yes,
Yes.
no.
You look exhausted.
He's just short. This volcano, do you live near here? This volcano really takes the piss out
No,
of you.
no, I don't live near here. Listen, I've been traveling. I'm a simple candle maker.
Oh.
What are you doing on top of a volcano?
A volcano is nature's candle. What a stupid question.
You make candles, but you also make undead.
Yes, they're like people candles.
Can I insight and see if he's telling the truth?
Go for it.
Our lives are so bizarre now.
17.
17. He's telling the truth.
Why is my brain tingling? Is someone noodling around inside there?
Just she eyes you up and down, trying to basically get a feel for whether or not you're who
I
you say
make
you are.
special candles. I'm searching for some magical items up here in this volcano. I understand there was a wee bit of damage not long ago from a dragon had torn through the region, and so I'm just searching for scraps to make these simple candles. That's why I was in this is my dance vest. I think dancing is very important. I'm alone most of the time. It keeps me occupied. They have no appreciation for the arts, these undead creatures that are friend pets, and I've just been digging around up here, seeing what I can scrounge up and find. What are you lot?
Well, are they special candles or are they simple candles?
Well, some are simple, some just create light, and others create tragedy for people. They're
magical candles.
Yes, in a word. Actually,
candles.
magic is the perfect word.
Who exactly is the patronage of your candle business? Who do you sell to?
I mean, I sell to, no one in particular, really. Just, I have to be a little choosy about who gets the candles, but, it's something that I've crafted over the years.
Well, we feel dreadful about killing one of your pets.
I'm so sorry.
Perhaps we could purchase a candle off of you to make amends.
Well, maybe you could just kill someone else and then I could just bring them back. I mean, that would be a wonderful way to repay.
Well, you know what? We're on our way to do just
Stick
that
around.
thing.
Really?
Things do tend to die around us a lot.
Sometimes larger things, sometimes smaller things.
Would you
might
like
even-
a body to reanimate or something?
You might get something even bigger.
Are you inviting me to come along with you?
I don't know. Are we?
Did I just invite myself to come along with you?
Well, maybe, like, if you give us one of those tragedy candles, we could always, light it for somebody. That could be good down the road.
Like candles for funerals? That's sad. We do
Well-
have a lot of tragedy.
So, we bake somebody a cake, we shove the candle in the top, and we give it to them.
I don't think that would be a grand idea unless you didn't like the person very much.
Well, that's what I meant, yeah.
Well, I think for now I'll just hold on to the candles that I have and just see how things pan out. I really don't know any of you, so
We're Vox Machina, a traveling band of adventurers led by me, Scanlan Shorthalt, and these are my compatriots. We're on a very important mission to get. What are we doing again?
We're trying to close this giant rift that
We
we are
have to
walking into.
break something big and scary.
Well,
what's your
we're
name
trying-
again?
Scanlan Shorthalt.
No, what's the name of your group?
Vox
Vox
Machina.
Machina.
No offense, but that sounds like a shite band.
Thank you.
Are you musicians?
It's better than Tragedy Candle, really. I mean, that's kind of a shite band, to be
That
fair.
was really. They opened for Vox Machina at the Hogshead. They were fantastic. Oh, I'm not thinking of the right thing. That's all right.
I'm a musician,
Excellent.
but these people, they can't really hold a tune so much.
Listen, seeing as how that you've killed one of my undead thralls, it'd be really nice if I could join you to see if maybe we can scrounge up some other things along the way.
I
And you'll
don't
help
see why,
us.
yeah.
I mean, we'll see how it pans out, but I feel like everything would come to an abrupt ending if I just walked away at this point.
It'd be very strange.
Thoroughly unsatisfying for anyone else who might be witnessing this exchange.
Your undead pets, are they going to try to eat our brains or anything?
No, they're just fine. That right there is Coral, and that's Stimpy, and that's Fatty Arbuckle.
Who was the one that we killed?
Oh, that was Carol. Very sad indeed. Yes.
Carol and Coral.
Carol and Coral. I get them
Were they
confused.
sisters?
Understandable.
No, they were not initially related, but we became a makeshift family after a while.
That's very beautiful.
It's I noticed subtle differences that the most of the living doesn't notice.
Are we
spend so much
supposed to be
time
doing
with
Yeah,
something?
tell you
I
what,
mean,
then,
like,
we're actually
It's kind of dangerous around there.
Very,
so I don't know.
very
Probably press on,
Gather.
and you can join us with your family.
Please, that would be very nice.
What was your name one more time?
Gurn Blanston.
Yeah, okay.
Gurn.
Well, let's go. Let's move along then, Gun. Yeah, you good to come along with your herd of...
Can you fight and stuff in case shit goes
If you
down?
make magical candles, you must know a little bit of magic, correct?
I'm a little bit better of a spellcaster than I am a fisticuffs type of person.
Okay.
Perfect.
Right.
Sure. That's
We were
fine.
short on magic, people. That's wonderful.
Excellent. No offense.
All taken.
We move along.
Are we still trying to stealth forward, or does it even matter at this point?
Your dead
Us
things
three?
don't stealth, I would assume.
they're not very delicate, unfortunately. No, they're really for protection. Now the zombies can really take a lot of damage to the front of the chest, and the skeletons are quite quick, actually.
Yes.
So, you know, they've been fairly good for a while.
All right.
Good to know.
We head towards the thing.
We head
Stealthily.
To the thing!
Stealthily. Oh, stealthily.
Onward and inward.
Go ahead and make a stealth check if you don't mind, Gurn.
Does my pass without a trace work on him too? Does it like envelop him?
Nope.
Balls.
Because
Roll
he was
high.
not there.
11.
11?
He's not under pass without a trace.
No. And then, yeah, no. Okay. So as you guys begin stealthily, there is a couple heavy footfalls of the lumbering dragonborn.
Oh,
behind.
dragon feet.
No good.
No tail on this one.
Oh, tail. What happened?
Please don't ask me about
Okay,
that.
I won't.
Yeah, the only other dragonborn you seem to have a tail was the paladin that worked in the council, Topher Bertoris. So that does catch your attention a little bit. Not just the dragonborn lumbering, but now the 3 undead that are stepping behind.
No worse than trinkets, Scanlan.
I don't know if stealth is going to be a thing going forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you guys begin
Sorry,
to...
these dragon lips can't whistle. Mostly just fire comes out.
And it's at that point you hear the cracking of what sounds like heavy timber, no more than 30 feet away from you. You all stop in place suddenly, and you glance over and you can see the flickering of light of what appears to be some sort of a flame-based elemental energy that's tearing over the side of a newly fallen petrified tree. Look what you've done to me! This is your fault!
Gurn, son of a bitch.
Purple hearts, green stars!
Purple hearts.
Yeah, he's seen some shit.
Special Veterans Edition of Lucky Charms.
Very, very lucky charms.
Very Lucky Charms.
So,
How that got dark.
yeah, how about that?
Back to normal then, eh?
So, as the flame begins to trickle and burn over the edge, you can see there is an intelligence to it. There are a couple of arms that kind of writhe over the side as the head pops over and glances and stops in place, frozen, staring over in the direction of the bounding dragonborn.
It's a fire elemental.
It appears to, it's smaller than what you're used to seeing, but it is indeed a creature made of elemental flame.
Would he be considered a primordial?
It would be considered an elemental.
Okay, I'm gonna go fire elemental.
Okay, so you're using your
Seeing
transform.
it, I'm gonna transform and go into my fire elemental.
Is this the first time you've done that?
No, she's. Oh, okay.
Is this the first time
I think it's the first time you've been fire elemental, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at me paying
From
attention.
Sarkonis. Yeah.
So, you guys watch as Keyless form suddenly erupts into flame, which freaks you out for a second as you're uncertain as to whether or not she did that.
Keyleth! Are you alright?
In fire elemental, which is like.
Does it still look like Keyleth? What does it look like?
It has, for a moment, an essence of Keyleth's kind of more lithe form than most elementals would, but still these like long, curling, flame-like arms, these eyes that glow a bright white fire in the center of the face. Other than that, relatively formless, other than what looks like where her hair would be, these whiffs of flame kind of curl behind her.
Pretty freaking sick.
Thanks, dude. Thanks.
So,
Can you talk to it?
That's what I'm gonna go do.
Awesome.
so as you approach the elemental form,
So I approach and I'm gonna kind of like do the animal instinct thing and kind of poof up, make myself look real big.
the creature behind the form you can see is like drifting away from the trunk of the tree.
Oh, it's running from me?
It's turned away and it's moving away from you, yeah.
That was easy.
Deuces. And I roll back.
All right, cool.
I thought we were supposed to keep them from coming out into this world.
Are we not in the? Are we in the fire plane yet?
No, you're in the caldera to.
Oh, we're in the caldera.
Yeah, you haven't traveled or traversed the plane. You're still
Okay,
you're making your way
that's good to
into
know.
the remnants of the Cinder Grove.
Maybe
Okay.
you should ask it
Then
to
I'm
go
gonna-
back.
I'm gonna say halt in Ignan,
All right.
which I'm assuming it speaks.
As you guys hear in the distance this echo of this weird sucking, crackling sound that goes. It halts for a second, looks over its shoulder, and then goes into double speed, disappearing into the trees away from you.
Shit.
Kind of following your lead here.
I follow after it and I say, in the name of the guardians of this realm, you will stop.
Okay, as you follow it past the initial, as I say, tree line, it's where a bunch of trees have kind of fallen over and formed a small blockade in this portion of the forest. You glance over as you're shouting that, and you can see what appear to be a small, another of the same small elemental that this one has gone to have a brief conversation. Beyond that, you see a larger one, roughly your size, that has just turned around and noticed your presence. And all of them kind of look over at what appears to be another humanoid creature, but instead of a lower torso of legs, it's an elongated snake-like body. It's black and red scales across its entire form, 2 human arms and a humanoid face, but these kind of webbed red spines down its entire back.
Gurn, is that one of yours? That's you, Gurn. Gurn.
No, I don't know who this is.
Okay,
I
good.
don't. I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar with who this
I
is.
took my potion of fire resistance.
Okay.
I could send them a present in the form of a candle if you prefer.
Do it.
At this point in time, Keyleth, as you're standing there looking over this edge, they all turn, and the creature, the weird kind of, I'll say it, salamander-like creature, begins shouting out phrases in Ignan, which you understand, that says,
Go! He's not here yet! Alleviate this uncontrolled one.
What?
at which point they all begin to swarm towards you.
And at which point, I'm going to do a like a fire, kind of like intimidation tactic. I'm gonna do like a fire radial thing, and I'm gonna say, as the leader of this realm, as the Kaitiate of the Fire Nation, you will heed my word.
Go ahead and make.
Isn't she?
As you guys are watching this from the distance, all you hear is. It's really confusing and a little hilarious, to be
I think
honest.
it's going well.
I need you to make an intimidation check.
Did you get that done?
Right.
Her pocket.
Fire. Yeah. No, that one fails me a lot.
Yeah, sure, it feels.
You got Keely.
It does. Shut up, Travis.
Math.
That's 20! Woo!
Gotta make her point.
All right. As this happens, the two smaller elementals kind of shrink down and glance over at the larger one. The larger one kind of looks about and shouts back at you in Ignan once again.
Do you serve him?
It doesn't matter who I serve, for I am above him. I am your master now. This is not your realm. Get back into the fire plane where you came from.
He looks back at the long snake-like humanoid who's standing there, who kind of glances at the elementals and goes,
Doing so well.
She wants us back. Very well.
and they all turn around and begin to slowly drift back towards the center of the Cinder Grove, where the flickering light was.
Holy shit. Good job, Keelan.
We don't know what happened. Where was happening?
Are they turning around? They're heading back the other direction. We don't see them.
I fly back over to them, still in fire elemental.
Oh,
form. I'm like,
oh, oh,
you guys,
oh.
did you see that?
Control
That was
your
really
limbs.
crazy.
Control your limbs.
Did you see that? They got their leader. They got their guy.
Is she talking in normal or is she talking in the? No idea what you're doing or
You're
saying.
very scary right now.
It's hot. It's very hot.
I think so. I might have to tackle you if you don't calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
I chill out.
Okay.
I chill out. I'm not gonna revert back though yet because I'm gonna stay.
So the elemental just goes like, and just there's more of a smoldering sad elemental at the moment.
I gotta give him a fire thumbs up.
There you go. Strong sad element.
First word, two syllables.
So, they're going back. Do we move on from
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna take off, kind of leading in my fire elemental form, deeper towards the rift.
And she
Keeping my eye out for any elementals that might be escaping.
All right.
This is her game.
Yeah, but it's all on fire.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
What?
18.
Okay. Yeah, Vax, go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh shit.
Roll high.
Pressure.
Use one of your good dice.
Perception.
They roll bad.
Shut up.
Should have used the good dice.
30. No, 28.
28 perception.
Yep.
Wait, are you exhausted?
Yeah, you are.
Everything?
Skill check.
No.
Roll again.
Even better.
Even better.
So it's the earlier.
So it's the early one.
Yeah.
Okay. You just see as you're all walking along, your new blue dragonborn friend just kind of, it's about reaches down and snatches something from the dirt, pockets it, and keeps walking.
I follow behind him and keep watching him.
Okay.
Could I see what it was?
You have no idea. You just see a little cluster of kind of ash and dust in the ground that's been partially disturbed. All right. As you continue to press forward, you hear in the distance a loud cracking sound echoing, and you can see what appear to be a number of trees in the far off side to the, actually it'd be to the more northeastern side of the forest. As a brief whirlwind flickers up, you assume this is probably from the fire Ashar. You've taken that side of the entranceway, and you can see two flickering lights kind of drift up in the air before sparking out in the distance.
Ooh, pretty.
Should you let him know we're in place then?
I'll throw up a skyrite. Or actually, as a fire elemental, can I just be like boof, boof, in fire elemental form?
I mean, you can make some localized fire happen.
Can I like send up like a little bit of like a flare? Like,
Not in the way that you would want to. You'd have to drop form for that and cast a spell.
We could, of course.
I set
you
an
have a
arrow.
fire-
I'm gonna set an arrow on fire and then shoot it up in the air.
I don't realize she's doing it.
Okay. As you go ahead and take the arrow, what do you have around the edge that are gonna? You just gonna light the shaft on fire?
No, I'm gonna tie some of my cloth from, that I have, the thing.
Yeah.
I take some cloth from the bag of holding from one of those old fancy cloaks that
Better
we had.
ask first.
Seriously? Can I have some of fancy cloak, grog out of the bag of holding, please?
Oh, you hot right now? It's so weird.
Please.
Fancy cloak.
There you go. The arrow arcs off, vanishes across the little bit of the remaining tree line. You can
No
tell.
idea if they saw that.
All right. Do you guys continue to press forward?
Hold for a second and wait for Team 3's response.
There's a
Right?
third team?
There's three teams, right?
All the other teams
Yeah, that
already
was one
responded.
and
We
three,
were
I
the
think.
third.
Oh, 1, 2, we were 3. Okay, yeah, then, yeah.
Okay. You begin to push further forward towards the center of the Cinder Grove as you're noticing more and more of these trees are pushed flat. And it's almost like that that Russian forest that the meteor had landed and exploded, where just all the trees are flattened and pushed from the center. Tunguska, thank you. Where you begin to climb over a number of these flattened portions of the forest, and in the center you can see that one river of molten rock that had been trickling down the front of the mountain is sourced here in the center, where once previously you guys performed a ritual to pass into the elemental plane, has now torn into this extremely bright rift that flickers. It's like looking into the sun. You have to avert your gaze. You cannot look directly at it without actually hurting your eyesight. And you can see there are multiple paths of this molten lava pouring out from this renewed volcanic activity. You can see it burbling up and bubbling underneath. Like the very presence of this tear itself is causing the activity to just raise and grow more fervent. At the base of the rift, you can see a number of other elemental creatures that are in the process of surrounding this opening. And you can... Is everything all right, Ryan?
I am not here.
You're not here?
No.
I don't know.
You guys see him too?
Perfect. As you can see, a lot of these elemental entities are swirling around. There are two more of these strange snake-like humans, these salamander-like creatures that are discussing, and one really large one that stands there holding this strange trident-like structure, and it's shouting out commands left and right, and you can see these salamander entities and a number of these elementals are all kind of gathered around the portal, and they're all just focusing this like slow, steady beam towards it. As you can see it tearing, flickering, and slowly expanding with each popping expansion of this doorway. The ground itself kind of shifts and rumbles.
I hunters mark the big one.
All right.
Can I send a candle?
I'd like to, yeah.
All right, I'd like to. What am I looking at here? Fire? There's a bit of fire?
It's a lot of fire. Most of these entities are either fire essence or just made out of straight flame.
I'd like to call over the skeleton known as Fatty Arbuckle. I'd like to give Fatty Arbuckle. I'd like to give Fatty Arbuckle an ice storm candle.
All right.
And ask him to kindly deliver it to the center of this melee that's happening just up ahead.
Won't that kill your friend?
Oh, he's had a good run.
I'm feeling a lot less guilty, so.
Well, I can do it, but I don't appreciate it when other people do it.
Fair. That's
You
fair.
know, it's my choice.
Sure.
Never said it was okay for you to start lighting them up with arrows. Jesus Christ, whoever that is.
I'm Vixolia. Nice to meet you.
Fatty, our uncle skeletal claws clasp around the side of this kind of marbled-looking bluish-white candle and clutches it and just goes.
Yes, off you trot, go!
And, you know,
have to demean him.
I was really hoping for a Fatty Arbuckle skeleton impression. I was really hoping for it. What you did was cool, but like that was just.
They can't speak.
Okay.
They don't have voice boxes or anything.
As it kind of shuffles forward down this ashen pit towards the dome where the lava itself is beginning to pour forth, and the doorway is, you can see the shadow of its form kind of as the light passes. It looks like the cover of The Thing, how it's just like bright light coursing past this dark image of the skeleton walking away from you.
Maybe we should duck down so that nobody knows where that came
Oh
from.
yes, get 10 feet back. I should have said that already.
It's walked quite a distance, thankfully, at this point. It's probably about a good 40 or 50 feet before it reaches the first salamander entity. As it begins to step forward, they all kind of turn and look, and one of them kind of shouts over, one of them kind of glances over, reaches out and pulls out some sort of a long, brass-colored longbow and begins to notch an arrow carefully as it kind of hobbles forward. They look at each other. One of them shouts out at Ignan, which you understand, Keyleth, shouting,
"You! Who walks here?"
She keeps walking forward like a little wind-up toy made of bone, until eventually
Fatty Arbuckle, go.
the one with the bow kind of gives a nudge with its head, and the other salamander entity draws some sort of a heavy bladed object and begins to step forward towards it, ready to go ahead and cleave it.
Come on.
As the skeleton steps forward, it gets right at the corner of its range. Do you want to command it?
Helen Hunt in that moment in Twister.
Squeeze the candle, Fatty Arbuckle!
At which point, the skeleton, just as the blade sweeps past and crashes into its torso, shattering the rib cage, the arms go. The wax bends and cracks in the center, and there's a brief pause where nothing seems to happen. And a swirl of sudden localized storming blizzard just encases a 10-foot radius, hitting both of those salamander creatures. What does it say on the candle specifically?
On the ice storm candle, candle shards. All its effective must make a dexterity saving throw, DC 12, or suffer 4d6 cold damage.
It's a fail and a save, and it's a half damage on success.
Yeah, half damage on success.
Great. Okay, so one of them failed, one of them saved. So go ahead and roll 4d6 damage.
Dang. I think that's a good way to start. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh boy. 3, 6, 9.
9? Okay, 9 and 5 cold damage to each. So it blasts open. And dexterity check for your buddy who makes it.
Oh.
So Fatty Arbuckle actually walks out of there with a mere 5 points of cold damage. Kind of ice and frost. His busted open ribcage, though, he did suffer. suffer 7 damage from the impact of this weapon. So Fatty Arbuckle, pretty damaged, but still standing there, just going.
Keep standing, Fatty. You can do it. I love you, Fatty.
Is everyone just going to sit back at this, or?
No, we should probably attack.
It's up to you, or you could watch this horrible bludgeoning of this skeleton into death.
When I see the salamander take out the big shiny shark thing, I go into a rage.
I hide.
All right. So I assume you're going to be rushing in there then. Anyone who wishes to go into battle now, let's roll initiative.
All right, I'm in on this.
All right, let me go ahead and.
For Fatty!
So these are all fire.
Oh, at the same time.
Yeah.
Should I continue?
Oh, hell yeah.
Ah, nice.
Should we roll for stealth again, or are we still stealthed?
No.
What are we attacking? I was just shouting at a
Oh,
skeleton.
wait, no, I was trying to hide, though, like, back away from you as you were doing that.
The candle turned into a blizzard, so.
Is it a candle though? It's like a thing. Like there's no like.
And I mean, Garen was
Get technical.
shouting.
Get technical with it, Percy.
I think it's weird.
And they also catch on fire.
And
they also explode.
So this is quite a ways away from the portal itself. Lava flow traveling around that side.
Oh, look at that.
All right, and we have Keyleth over here as the fire elemental.
We're at the portal.
Huh?
No.
Where's the big one?
I like the pool.
The big one that you haven't seen yet?
The big one that we hunt, that I hunter's mark.
Right there.
The one holding the tridenty thing.
Oh, sorry.
Whoa.
And then we have
Look at how pretty those lava bubbles
here.
Is that Gurn?
That's Gurn right there. We have Fatty Arbuckle. Then chilling over here.
Coral.
We have Coral and Stimpy. All right, so initiative on that. That's on the elementals there.
So these are fire elementals, yes?
They seem to be fire-based creatures. Yes.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
You said they were ripping open the portal. Where is that on the map?
Back. It's this
back.
far back.
Way
Yeah.
back. Okay.
That crater is just a crater.
Yeah, like there was a pool of magma that kind of goes this way. You guys are on one side of and pushing this way further. The rest of the actual portal is back this far. All right, so initiative order. We have 25 to 20. Anyone?
22.
22.
Fucking Percy. Jesus. Every time.
Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah.
You. Yeah.
Fast as fuck.
Okay, 20 to 15.
17.
17.
19.
16.
Cool, Earl.
Gurn.
Couldn't get it out of the way now.
Yeah.
All right.
13.
13. Keyleth?
I want to run in the crater.
All right, great. So top of the round, Percy, you're up first.
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my pistol. I'm going to do a trick shot for the arms. I'm gonna. Actually, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my bonus action to actually, I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm going to make an arm shot to the one with the trident.
Alrighty.
That was my first shot. And that's 12, 20. That's 25.
25 hits.
And that's a
That's good news.
strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw. That is going to be a 20.
That just barely makes it.
The blast of your impact hits the arm, manages to hold on to his trident-like weapon.
That's fine. He's gonna take his damage, and he's gonna take another one of those.
All right.
F that.
Let's go roll damage on that.
Because F that.
That's 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage. Alrighty.
All right. I'm gonna take another shot.
Go for it. Skillen, you're up on deck, by the way, so be ready.
Yeah.
20.
20 hits.
Strength check.
That's a 9.
Yeah, he dropped.
Failure. You see his fingers are pried off as one of his pinky fingers are actually blown off from the impact, shooting some sort of like dark, deep crimson blood that seems to kind of burn the landscape around as it drips. The trident tumbling to the ground and getting lodged in a piece of rock, almost ready to spill as part of the lava.
And that does 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage, alrighty.
Third shot's gonna be a sharpshooter shot.
Alrighty, so -5 to the attack.
That's probably gonna miss. 16, 19, 14.
14 unfortunately misses.
All right, that misses. I'm gonna take a run behind and hide behind that rock I'm
There?
dropping.
Okay, got
It's
it.
not a rock.
Scanlan, you're
It's
up.
a rock.
Do I see that big thing in the back?
This big thing
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fire Elemental, you see that.
Okay. And the thing next to Fatty Arbuckle is also baddie, yeah?
Yep.
They're all baddies?
These things are all baddies here.
Not here. Not
All right,
here.
I'm going to take 15 feet step to my right. To
Okay.
put me in a straight line with the guy next to Fatty and the big guy behind him.
Alrighty.
And then fire a lightning bolt straight ahead to hit both of them. I hope they're not immune to lightning. Find out.
Alrighty. So, and you watch at the corner of your eye as well, Gurn, you see this tiny little gnome step to the side, conjure some arcane kind of purplish blue energy, and then thrust his pelvis forward as a bolt of lightning energy just rockets forth,
From my
tearing.
penis.
Nice. Of course.
Yeah.
Tearing into both the.
Clear.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that happen before.
We have.
How many times?
Slamming
Get that
both
looked
into the
at.
larger salamander creature and the elemental behind it. Go ahead and roll 8d6 damage. What's the DC on this?
Is it my spell save
There's more
DC?
in here if you want to.
Yes.
With the hand cone?
Yeah?
20.
Oof. That is a failure and a failure.
Yes.
All right, so full damage against both.
27.
Oof. Alrighty. As the bolt of lightning energy tears through both of them, eventually absorbed into the stone behind them, both the elemental flame form kind of flickers and falls to the ground for a second, trying to reform itself, while the salamander looks down at this black and burned char mark in the center of its torso from where the bolt entered and exited out of its back to strike its compadre. Not too happy, and confused how such a large damaging thing came from such a small little creature.
It's powerful. Then I'll turn to our new friend Gurn, and I'll say, I will inspire him. I'll say, please help us, and to inspire you, I will sing you a song. And I will sing.
Pretty inspired by your dick lightning, to be honest.
Oh, there's more.
You think a song's gonna get better than that?
It might. It might. And so I sing, to everything, Gurn, Gurn, Gurn. There is a season, Gurn, Gurn, Gurn. I just like to sing your name, Gurn Blanston. Did that help?
Do I have to roll to determine if that was helpful or not?
If you'd like to.
Certainly.
Just roll a d20 for musical taste.
4.
4. It catches you by the ear with delight. Your
It's not bad, actually.
It's not bad. Your general frustration with modern music is completely bisected by the more oldies classical sound of his tune. And
I quite enjoyed how you worked my first name into that, actually. No one's ever done that before.
So you get a d10 inspiration dice.
Alright.
So just keep that on the side. If ever you make an attack roll or a saving throw that isn't high as you want it to be, you can then roll that and add the d10 to that roll.
Okay, great.
So you just have that kind of in the wings as you feel inspired.
Thank you very much. Excellent.
All right. That brings it to the elemental's turn. Now, this flame elemental is going to streak over to Blurn, who is. Oh, sorry. No, this is to.
Fatty.
Thank you, Fatty Arbuncle. So many weird names tonight. And this larger fire elemental here is going to.
Oh, Fatty, he served me well.
I don't know. He's got a fighting chance. I love that we were scrambling for d6s when we.
Right. And is going to.
Are there any dice around anywhere?
I'm just waiting for the hand to go in.
I found this polyhedral vase and I had to fill it with 9 pounds of dice.
He moved a long way.
He's not doing anything. He uses his whole round to get there. But now, as the larger elemental burns into the center of Scanlan Percy, you can feel just its presence itself is extremely dangerously hot. The air around you is blistering. You can feel your hair curl back in its presence. The small elemental is going to go ahead and make 2 attacks against Fatty Arbuncle.
Ah, shite.
That's going to be a 9 to hit. I think his AC's 13, so I don't think it's going to hit. Yeah. Second one rolls a 1.
Fatty lives!
Fatty lives!
Fatty just put 1. He's 1.
Can't keep Fatty down.
Bob and weave, Fatty. Bob and weave.
Don't step too hard, Fatty. You won't be able to take it.
And with that, Grog, it's your turn. So you go into your rage at the top of your turn, and then what would you like to do?
Can I use, I guess, my entire action to run towards Scanlan?
What's your speed again? It's
50.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. You can get right there between Scanlan and this creature if you want to.
That's about it, huh?
I'll say that's your movement. You can move 10 more feet if you want to.
You can leap over me.
We need to spread out. Can I go back and arc the other way? Can I run to the left just as far as I can?
This way?
No, where up from my starting point was.
Oh, you mean up this way instead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back towards you, around the pool.
That's about as far as you could get right there.
All right.
If you do not attack anything,
I
you
fall
will
out of
lose
my
your
rage. Yeah.
So
I fall out of it.
You can still, and if you want to
throw something, I guess I can.
You can throw your weapon if you want to.
Can I attach the Chain of Returning to Craven Edge?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll throw it at Trident Less Bastard right there.
Go for it. So you watch as this muscle-bound Goliath comes leaping around the corner as it affixes a chain to the edge of its weapon, flinging a 2-handed sword like a giant boomerang. Woof, 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 and
only 14.
14 against the larger one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it makes an impact, but it just ricochets off of its plated body armor, and then kind of tumbles to the ground. You can go and make your
thing to pull it back.
Yeah, to pull it back.
Strength 18.
Okay, no problem. You pull it back with the chain and catch it midair. Ending your turn there.
Keep in my rage.
Indeed. Vax, you're up.
Right, so I rev up the Boots of Haste, and I'm going to run right next to Vexalia on the very edge of the map.
Right over there.
And the fire elemental is right up against Percy, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna stab him 3 times in his fire buttocks. So first one is a 27. Second one is a 16.
Hits.
Third is a 14.
Hits.
Hits. Okay,
Oh, wow.
so first one sneak attack. So, shite. 8. Oh, add that at the end. Here come the dice. 3, 4, 7, 10, 16, 21, 27, 28. 28 plus 2 is 30, 36 for that first. Sneak attack damage. And then
This
the
form kind of flickers briefly for a moment from the sheer impact of the dagger hit.
second dagger does 7, and third swipe does 9.
9. Alrighty. The 2 other daggers impact, partially passing through its form. Not quite as impactful as the first. That first one did seemingly cause the creature to have a hard time coalescing its, fire-wreathed physicality. That end your turn, Max?
Yes.
Gurren, you're up. So you're right there.
I'm right there. How far can I run and cast a spell at the ones around Fatty?
30 feet is how far you can run, and that's about 6 squares.
If I were to cast a bit of, how about a cone of cold? Could I cast a cone of cold at the fire elementals?
You could very much so.
That sounds delightful.
Yeah.
I could cast Ice Storm, but that's a general malaise of middle-aged couples living in a neighborhood, becoming aware of their dead-end lives.
All right, so you want to move around here?
Yes, let's move around that bit right there.
All right.
I'd like to cast Cone of Cold. I might unfortunately have to take out Fatty, but...
It is probably a good chance. This is not going to be... After everything else Fatty survived, his own master deals the possible finishing blow.
I feel like I should be the one to do it. It's much more humane.
It's poetic.
I think so.
You brought him into this world.
This is what Fatty would have wanted.
Everything
Holy God.
under that area.
Oh, God.
So yeah, you can.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
That's hot.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's no big thing. This old spell, I mean...
Y'all want to go to the DQ and get a cone of cold?
Want to get a cone cold?
What's your spell DC? It should be in the top of your spell page.
It is 16.
16. All right, and it is Constitution save. Let's see if that is a failure, and a failure.
Yeah. What about Fatty? Did he succeed?
Oh, I'll roll for Fatty.
Come on,
Fatty does not succeed.
It was inevitable.
Nope. All right, go ahead and roll 8d8 points of cold damage.
All right.
Oh, man, these are not used a lot. That is an
I have 4.
8D.
Let's see. I have a whole. Yeah. There's another one here.
Not that easy to get to.
No. 2, 4, 6. I need 2 more.
2 more. Good gravy.
Is this one?
Yep.
Here's one. And...
Oh. I love it if that
This is why I sort my dice at the beginning of the game.
Oh, give me a break.
Sorry, it sounded like there was something coming from the other side of the room.
How's that working out for you? How's that working out for you?
Allison, you don't have a D8?
Can I borrow? Do you have a D8 I can borrow?
I
there?
do.
I don't know what happened to my D8s. I need to buy. I'll buy some at the convention tomorrow.
Yay!
By the way, guys, if we hit 16K before the end of tonight's show, we're going to go ahead and have a sloth come into the studio.
What?
Yeah. 16K and a sloth.
Holy shit!
I know! When?
What?
An actual
Right,
sloth?
is it gonna play with us?
Can we hold
7,
it?
14, 21, 27, 31, 34, 38, 44.
Oh!
44. Oh, shit.
34 points of cold damage.
I don't think I appreciate that very fucking much. I'm saving all your fucking arses out here.
All right, so
For crumb's sake.
As he's shouting out at you, releasing this amazing condensed blast of pure winter hell in front of him, it comes scattering across this way, freezing the corner of this, turning partially some of the lava here, the stone, just by proximity, blasts past these entities, and as the arcane snow comes to rest, you can see the fire elemental here itself is having a hard time keeping itself together. Its flame is kind of sputtering and flickering, barely keeping itself together. However, by its side you see 3 very still, frozen solid statuettes of the remnants of the 2 salamanders and Fatty Arbuncle, taken by the cold of winter.
Holy shit. That was awesome.
Wait, maybe you can reanimate him.
It's too late. He's no good any longer.
We'll say for the sake of
Freezer
remembering.
burn?
Move on, I have.
We'll say for the purposes of remembering that too. We'll put a couple of frozen, and
let it go, let it go.
All right, I believe that ends your turn, Gurn. All right, it would be the salamander's turn, but they're frozen. Damn, they got pummeled. Vex, you're up.
Awesome. Wait, so they can unfreeze, or are they basically frozen until something?
You don't know.
Ah! Okay, I'm gonna, that yellow one, like, behind me, that's Keyleth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You believe so.
Okay, I know, right? I'm gonna flip backwards, like 10 feet.
All right.
Actually, can I don't want to be, like, around anybody else.
Okay,
so I'm
so-
gonna, like, flip over the lava pit and go out in the end.
All right,
Bam,
go ahead
bam.
and make an acrobatics check.
Oh. Don't burn your foot. Ooh.
Oh, that would be, 38.
Without issue, land, not even, no, 2-point landing, on your feet, knee down, still clutching your ready-to-go bow, unscathed by the boiling cauldron of molten rock.
And I hunter's mark the guy attacking near Percy and Scanlan, and I shoot 2 arrows into him.
Okay, right there. Go for it. 2 attacks.
That's easy. Where's my thing? Hold on, sorry.
You're on deck, Keyleth.
21
21 hits?
and 17.
Both hit.
That's nice.
13, 17 on the first hit,
All right.
then 18 on the second hit.
Nice. Both arrows shoof, shoof, it burned to ash when they impact, but the sheer blow and the magical energy behind it from the bow that you threw it from hit it, and you can see it begin to shake its form even more. Itself, do the Hunter's Mark damage as well?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Cool. Then your turn, Vex?
Yes.
Keyleth, you're up.
Okay. Work with me here.
Okay. All right, what you got? What you got?
So here's what I want to do. I want to kind of like go low and kind of dive into that lava pit in front of me.
Sounds scary.
And I want to kind of using the lava around me to rise out of the lava and look really like scary and badass. And then I'm gonna shout to the living elementals. I'm gonna be like, "Hear my warning. I am your new master. Retreat to the fire plane or meet your imminent demise. This is your last chance."
Pretty good. It's pretty
Way
good.
better.
Well done.
Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Circle yes
I'm
or
learning.
no.
And if you'd like to meet for coffee later, I might be available.
I'll say, given the use of lava control in this, there are still elementals. Go and make a persuasion check. No, intimidate. Be intimidate.
Okay, that's better than my persuasion. Let's do this one. That will roll one. Get out of here. Get out of here. 15.
15. You can see the smaller elemental here that just watched its friends get frozen solid, as well as whatever that skeleton was. Kind of turns towards you and begins to make its way this direction.
Towards the portal.
Yeah. The large one doesn't seem prominently phased by your display.
Okay. But that one's piecing out.
Yeah.
Do I still have an action?
I would say that whole thing of bringing up the molten rock and the shout and everything would be your action.
Okay.
You knocked one off the playing
I
field.
knocked one off the playing
You
field.
did.
Thanks.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, and your turn, Keyleth, brings it to Percy.
I'm toe to toe with that one right there.
Yeah,
aren't
it's
I?
right up in your space.
Right up, it's in my space. Okay, I'm going to draw my sword. I'm going to try and do it back and forth. Let's see how this goes.
All right.
I'm going to take a swipe at it with my sword.
Go for it.
That's 30. That hits.
That hits. You take 9 points of fire damage as just striking it. The flames burst back and burn towards your face and torso from the impact.
Did I put fire resist on you at the end of last game?
Yes, you did. I have fire resist on me.
Okay.
So,
So
all
you
right.
take half damage,
So that's
right?
So yeah.
So
you
that's
would
how much fire damage?
Roll that with 4 damage.
4 damage. 4 damage. 4.
All right, and
4 damage.
roll damage for your strike.
15 points of damage.
All right. So you want to make a second attack, you said? Or are you just going to keep going back and forth? What's your plan? What you doing? What you doing, Percy?
He's being a dick. I'm going to try and break away and back up. I'm going to try and roll away from him to the other
Okay.
side of the rock.
Okay, as you roll away, it's going to go ahead and make an attack opportunity at you. That is a plus. That's an 18 to hit.
My armor class is 18, but I'm going to use my shield for +5 to my AC. So.
Okay, so you use your shield burst. Okay, as it strikes out towards you, streaking its elemental claws outward, you back away, instilling the power of the brooch, and you see an arcane shield temporarily, shing, just ricochets, pushing its claw away from you. You run away unharmed to the other side of the rock.
I'm gonna, instead of going to the other side of the rock, I'm just gonna back. I'm gonna run straight back, and I'm just gonna shoot at it as I run away. I'm gonna take 2 more shots at it. Or I'm gonna take 1 more shot because I have to reload. That's a 15.
15 hits.
Wow!
Oh,
Holy
really?
cow!
Elementals aren't very hard to hit.
No, that was amazing.
As long as you're not right next
That's just 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage.
And then I reload.
All right, and you reload. All right, then it's Percy's turn. Scanlan, you're up.
Who's behind me back there, way at the edge of the map?
Over there?
No, holding
Vax.
something. That's Vax? Oh, he'll be fine. Okay, I don't want to be near this thing, probably, right?
That's your call.
Okay, I'm going to take a step towards Vax
Okay.
and away from
There?
Gurn, right? So is Gurn...
There's Gurn there. So
Yeah,
you're sitting
15
there.
feet away from me yet, so far?
He's 15 feet from you, yeah.
Okay, so I will then cast Thunder Wave which should not hit Gurn, but will hit Vax.
Okay, what was it? A 15-foot radius?
Yeah, it's a 15-foot cube.
Cube. So you can just make the cube here, and it'll hit none of them.
Oh, great.
Please.
I'll do that.
All right.
And I'll do and I'll do it at level 2, Thunder Wave.
All right, level 2 Thunder Wave. Come on up. Oh, it's a self. Yeah, 15-foot cube originating from you. So yeah,
originating from
so
me.
you can hit that guy. All right, cool. So level 3, that's 3d8. Let's see if it makes a Constitution saving throw. Does not with a natural 7. So go ahead and roll your damage. 3d8 thunder damage.
Not very much. Ooh, it's pretty good. 20.
20.
Nice.
How do you want to do this?
Shut up! I send the thunder wave out by cracking my knuckles, and as I do so, I do. Gurn might want to check this out.
Oh, I'm looking at something over here.
Gurn,
I'll be with you in just a minute.
Gurn, I'm doing something really cool.
I'll be with you in just a minute.
So I do it anyway with a scowl on my face.
All right, what did I miss? Fuck! Oh, I was just. Why didn't you wait? I just said a minute.
Forget it. You had to be there.
All right, I was here, but you didn't. You should have told me.
You even missed your own Thunder Wave spell. You were so distracted with Gurn's frustration. You look back, you cracked your knuckles, and it's gone, but you didn't see it happen, and it's a little disappointing overall.
I kicked the dirt.
All right. You guys look over as this elemental runs off towards the glowing doorway you see further down this passage. It's not that far away from you, but you do see the flickering doorway that's like... you can see other entities beginning to step out of it, and you can see one larger form. It looks kind of fiery, kind of humanoid, just kind of comes out, the lower body made of ash
I
and
rush
cinders.
that way and look for my other tribe. Where can I see any of my other tribe mates?
Make a perception check.
You're running at them.
So if they're frozen, does that mean
Is it
they're
cocked?
dead?
It's
cocked.
You can go find out.
They'll probably
can I
melt
walk over
if
to
that's
those
better.
guys?
We should break them apart.
That one keeps fucking with me. What'd you say? Perception?
Yes.
26.
26. Currently, from where you stand...
No, sorry. 24.
24. From where you stand, you can look off in the distance. You can see parts of the tree line across down the Cinder Grove shifting and moving, and you hear the distant sounds of combat, but you do not have a visual perspective. It looks like the other teams have not quite made their way to the center. You're actually the first team to get here.
Oh, jeez.
And you're kind of... You made your way around a possible encounter, and in doing so arrived before the other teams did.
Okay.
However, it looks like a secondary line of defense is now pouring out of this doorway.
Oh, shit.
Can I make my way to the two frozen statue types?
There's 3 statues. Yeah,
Oh, 3 of them, yeah.
including Fatty Arbuckle.
Fatty Arbuckle.
You gonna...
Can I make my way over to one of them, and should I just make sure they're dead?
Yeah, just push
Yeah,
them over
mash
and
'em.
smash them.
Yeah, can I push Trident Dick over?
Yeah. As you shove, and it's pretty heavy form, especially with the ice that's forming around the body. You
Get mad.
but not too hard for you, Grog, because you're Grog. You give a little shove, and as it topples over, just shatters into 100
like
pieces.
a T-1000.
Do the other one now.
Yeah, no. Oh yeah, can I go over and do the other one? Kind of like.
Yep. This time you give this one a full push. This one actually gets about
Count it.
10 feet in the air before scattering across the ground. Pieces of it actually spilling into the molten lava. And there stands, frozen in place, Fatty Arbuckle, chest destroyed, arm kind of limp to the side, just...
Can I pick him and walk him back over to Gurn and go, sorry.
You see the half-giant Goliath handing you the frozen body of your skeletal friend.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this now.
You don't want him.
I mean, he's not very... Maybe we could have a quick burial.
You could hang a coat on him.
So we basically would just carry him around
As
a coat rack.
Don't we have company
We have a
incoming?
bag of holding.
At the
I was
moment?
about to say, don't we have
There's
a
a
bag of
giant
holding?
monster. I Hunter's
There's
Market.
something
Is
coming.
it close by?
Yeah, stealth.
We'll get to that as soon as we come back from this break. We're going to take a quick bathroom break, and we'll see you guys back here in about 10 minutes or so to continue this next step in the adventure.
Fight.
Geek and Sundry says it's tabletop day. On April 30th, it's tabletop day. More than 250 stores will celebrate all around the world for tabletop day. And on tabletop day, go online, Geek and Sundry will be streaming the entire time. 24 hours of games for charity. Just get on the channel on Twitch TV.
Welcome to Super Fun Awesome Party Game Time.
A show where we take your favorite party games and blow them up.
Now, you all know the board game operation. Remove stuff from a creepy board game man, don't touch the sides, and collect money.
Well, today we're changing that tradition by making a speed version of the game.
There are 2 teams and 2 rounds. The clock will be set to 60 seconds, and each person will try to get as many pieces out of the board as fast as they can.
However, if you touch the sides, you'll get sprayed in the face with fake blood. Or at least, I think it's fake blood. That's why we've laid all this plastic down.
After both rounds, the team with the most pieces wins, and the loser will have to do something unpleasant.
Let's meet the teams. Oh, hey guys, it's Chris.
And Dave.
From Robot Teammate, musical comedy group. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, of
course. I'm stoked.
All right, we need team names.
Yeah.
Good team names.
Sheriff and the Biscuit.
Done, easy. We're Sheriff and the Biscuit.
Wearing this color and medical professionals that we are, there's only one name we can be.
Which is?
The Beverly Crushers.
Oh. Beverly Crushers.
Sounds like a bowling team.
Ah!
Going first?
Yeah, I'm gonna go first.
I'm gonna stand right
I'm
here.
here. Should I be doing the towel dab thing?
Yeah.
Are you ready? You have 60 seconds. Go.
Ah! Okay, it was such a distraction and it smells a bit.
This is what we train for.
Ow, actually. Okay. 1. I don't think I can get that.
Oh. Complication.
Come on.
Oh!
2.
Don't worry, he can't feel anything. Just, yep.
Oh, wait, no.
Oh,
3.
frog out of the heart.
Why does he have a frog in his heart?
I think it's a frog in the throat, guys. Come on.
He's right.
Is that
4.
an angel? What is that? Is that ear poop? What is that?
It's a bird of sorts.
You're doing very well.
That you just got out of his pillow.
This is intense.
You are amazing at this game.
All right, toilet
I'm
in
not
the bowels.
confident about this anymore.
Yeah, no, I'm a little worried.
See,
Come on.
she's got-
Touch it! Touch that! Touch that! Wow,
1, 2,
you are
3,
very
4,
good.
5, 6. 6.
6.
6.
So let's give it a high 6.
High 6. Ugh.
Oh no, this is bad news.
Okay, I'm no guts, no glory this time.
This is bad news. Bad news bears.
Are you ready?
Not at all, but okay.
Ready? Go!
Up, into the beard.
Come on, just concentrate.
Trippy.
Oh, yes!
Up.
Headshot. It's in your ears.
You thought your beard was red.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, how am I supposed to? There's 2 and 1 now. Yeah. All right,
It's 2 and 1.
there's 2 and 1, and it doesn't open all the way.
Quick, go for the goggles. It'll make him harder to pick.
Oh, that's great.
Rubber band. Go crazy. Ooh, that is.
Oh!
Come on, you little. Butt.
Abandoning it.
Oh, yeah!
Stop, upper cheek.
You know what? Boss,
Oh,
do it. Boss.
Oops. Oh.
I just want this bird. I just want this bird. There we go.
Time.
Oh, how many is that?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
These 2 are stuck together. Oh, that's butts.
Oh, all right.
I don't know that we can get that out. Well,
I
he's
just
dead.
got it out. Are you ready?
No, but let's do it.
Go!
Come on, believe in yourself. Just keep going. Even if you get scored with blood, keep pulling. Keep pulling. You're gonna be the one to save us.
Oh.
You're gonna be one to save us. Just keep going.
Oh,
This one,
oh.
I got this for you. I
No,
got this for you.
no!
Chris.
Keep pulling. Keep pulling.
Oh.
Keep pulling. Keep pulling.
Foster,
No,
go
no,
to
you
that
Go
can't
to
button.
like
it. Go
keep
to it.
pulling.
I believe. I believe. I believe. Come on.
Chris.
Come on. Keep pulling.
No!
You're on a good doctor if you don't get a little bloody. Keep pulling. Keep pulling. Get everything out of him. Yank it out. Yank his bones out. Yank his knife out. Get in there.
No, I can't.
Live, damn you! Live! Get in there. Take everything.
You like
Take
murdered him
everything. Come
5
on,
times
come on.
over.
It doesn't matter. This guy, we just need to get him bloody. Get bloody. There's no rules but the rules, and the rules is out. Come on. Come on.
The loot.
I'm running out of blood.
Get his bird. Get his bird. Get his bird.
I
Get his
can't.
bird.
What is this song you're singing?
Get his bird.
Dear God, child,
Get his
live.
bird.
There's no more blood.
No.
No,
Get
get
out
the
of blood.
bird.
I'm out of blood. He's
I'm not.
hitting this so much.
I'll extra shoot.
Get that bird.
Oh my god. One.
This better be enough.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh.
All right, ready, and go.
Chris, wait. But child of the night.
You're a
Watch out.
surgeon.
Stop!
No.
Stop the face!
It's okay,
Stop!
it's
Are you doing Phantom?
Yes, it's gonna annoy him. Come on, boy.
Just
in
pretend
the
you're
night.
any character in Grey's Anatomy who has
Don't
suffered
do your
far
chant.
worse than this.
Come on, Chris.
Wow.
Chris,
Wow.
think of all the times you've messed up.
I'm thinking about all of them.
Think about. Oh, this one's tough.
Oh, the grapes!
The grapes.
Damn you, the grapes! Oh, the birds down. Oh, they've always. Oh, the goggles
It's
only
over
do
the
so
board
much.
now.
No. Man's enemy. All right, hold on. Oh, sweet lord! These goggles are doing crap.
Well,
Oh,
yes, you got it. You got it.
No time.
what is
time?
Harry.
Slippery.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just make.
That's not the way a doctor reacts when their patient dies.
We've lost him.
Well, also,
There's nothing we can do for him.
I may have failed, but you and I both pay the consequences together.
Sheriff and the Biscuit is the winner. Now on to the punishment.
What's the punishment?
The punishment is a giant bucket of blood.
Fake blood.
I don't know that. Now it is time for your punishment, the bloodening.
I'm sorry for all the unkind things I ever said about you on Tumblr.
Too late. It's too late.
Sweet Chris, do you have something to say?
I'll say one thing.
Too bad.
Oh, it was colder than I expected.
Bit in there.
Oh, the neck.
Yes, and a little bit. Just
Oh,
just some more for you.
Oh, it's doing your
And then just a little tiny
not my sweet
snipple,
hair.
a little.
Oh.
Oh, plenty, plenty, plenty.
Are you gonna use the whole thing?
I'm gonna find out in a sec.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I want you to know.
No, you're not.
I want you to know how sorry I am.
You're not sorry.
I'm sorry that this is about to happen.
Join me.
Are you?
Join the blood.
Me on the other side.
Oh. Oh. Goodbye, world. Hello.
Okay.
Oh.
You look like a cackling witch that's like, yes!
Boom, baby.
Hello? Oh my goodness. All right, well, that's it. Super fun, awesome party game time. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Ah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Critical Role. Last we left off, the party was making their way towards the center of the caldera where the portal torn open to the fire elemental plane resides over a flow of molten rock pouring in 3 directions from the center of the mountain. Seeing a number of entities swirling around and some pouring forth from this open doorway, Vox Machina and their current temporary ally by the traveling dragonborn wizard / necromancer / candlemaker named Gurn Blanston.
Here.
Have made their way in this direction. Now, before we start, just a reminder, guys, I guess we're getting pretty close to 16K subscribers, and when we hit 16K, something with the sloth is going to happen.
Not tonight, though.
No, I don't think tonight. No,
We have a sloth on standby.
Oh no. You don't know.
But yeah, there will be a sloth apparently that will come here for 16K and a sloth. And you want to watch Laura freak out.
I want to hold a sloth.
So much.
Also, we have a giveaway winner for the evening. Toast King Jr. is the winner of our tonight's Critical Role giveaway. Congratulations! But on you, we'll be sending you a lot of fun goodies your way very shortly. So,
Our regards to Toast King Sr.
Oh yes, well you've made him proud. Make sure to let him know. We'll give him a little pipe on the
Toast
inside
Queen.
too. Be good. All right, so as you guys gather yourselves,
come on,
stepping through the battlefield you had just encountered, the shattered and slowly melting pieces of ice that once were some of these fire elemental denizens scattered around your feet. You step forward as you see the somewhat human, somewhat flame-based entity come pouring out of the void, surrounded by other elementals and one of the other standing salamander general type individuals. You can
This
see
is
them
coming out of the rip.
Yes, coming out of the
Is
rip.
that behind him? Is that what the
This is the actual doorway right there.
Oh, and so this is a pool of lava that they're coming out
Yes,
of?
this
What
is all molten.
molten fire plane, more or less.
This is actual lava from the inside of the mountain that has been called forth and cracked through the surface because of the presence of the tear.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Probably fine.
Yeah, probably.
I don't see a problem.
I don't think this will be bad.
We did not take a short rest, did we?
No, you did not.
No, we did not.
Like in the middle of the
There has been no time.
Skunga fireplace.
I'm gonna, upon seeing this, drop my fire elemental form.
Alrighty.
Are you doing that?
Because you can't be in water.
Oh.
And I say, oh shit. I have a feeling this is the him they were talking about, and I have a feeling he's not gonna believe that I'm the real new master. So, there's that.
So,
You
do
didn't
some cold stuff like this guy.
I'd like you all to make a stealth check, by the
Shit.
way,
Oh,
as
great.
this is transpiring and these entities are now
Do we still have?
Pass without a trace? Is that still in effect?
no, you cast Hunter's Mark. So the concentration of that ended, unfortunately. Sorry.
Yeah. 14.
14?
15.
13.
Oh, wait, with
We
pass
don't-
without a
No.
trace?
No.
Oh, okay, 15.
24.
34.
22.
20.
Hoof.
Okay. As you guys are all having this conversation, kind of hushed behind this barricade of broken tree elements, you can see this salamander general turn and kind of hiss in that direction. Hiss! Look over and point his trident in the direction of where you all are, and you can see the larger fire elementals all of a sudden turn their attention in the direction of the rest of the party as the humanoid is kind of floating about 5 feet off the ground, his lower form, just kind of the swirl of cinders and black ash. Kind of chuckles with his arms crossed. Points forward, and the elementals begin moving forward.
Can Keyleth do a quick ancillary action before shit happens?
Well, this would be the initiative order now.
Oh god.
So, everyone roll initiative.
Maybe they see something behind us.
Yeah.
Wow. That was
Jesus. Sucking it up today.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's ugly.
Well, not good.
All right, folks. This brings us to 25 to 20.
20.
Hey!
Jude.
Don't make it bad.
Thank you.
Take a bad roll.
20 to 15.
Right before that.
19.
Tom?
19?
Yes, I'm 15. 16.
16 for Gurn.
Gurn.
15 to 10.
13.
13 for Percy. 10 to 5.
8.
8 for Grog. Scanlan, what's your...
10.
Oh.
Sorry, 10. 10.
So that would be just below you, Percy.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I believe that's all on that end there. And that brings us to the 7. Alright, so...
I'm 7, by the way.
Oh, 7. I thought I got you.
Feel the gym.
Nobody cares, Marisha.
I know, I'll just be back here. Caboose.
Alright, there we go. So right before Grog is Keyleth. Great. Alright, top of the combat round.
Yeah, nope, not leading. Nope.
Alright.
Shitty initiative roll.
It's gonna be fine.
He's cut things out of cardboard. This doesn't look fun.
Oh no.
There was
There was planning. There was a thought process.
Oh shit, Tower.
There was an Instructables involved in this. This is just really.
Some Epicurus.
We're doomed.
No, he was down in the play zone before.
Ooh, cool.
Which, let's see, if anybody who wants to roll an Arcana check, as you see this entity rising
Absolutely.
I will as well.
People who are proficient with it.
2.
Oh, no.
Oh, with disadvantage, right?
Yes, you do.
So tired. Yeah, no good.
24.
Hey.
Whoa! Get out of here, Dragonborn.
Big brain on girl.
All right.
I'm very smart.
And as you say that, you recognize this entity and blurt out its name just instinctually as you get a proper view of it. One of the many denizens of the fire elemental plane. This is an Ifriti. It is a fire genie.
What? Nefriti?
Ifriti is the species is Ifriti, but in Ifrit, however you want to pronounce it, a flame genie, generally hailing from the city of Brass and/or spaces around in the fire elemental plane.
I could feel it from that side. I was
thinking it.
Yeah, I know. I could feel it.
Alrighty. So.
And a G feed.
Floats up above all of you, arms still crossed, opens its arms, and as it chuckles, both hands just are engulfed in flames that congeal into these large firing balls as it flings them both down in the direction of the party.
I feel like we're in Mega Man. Like a Mega Man boss.
This is going to be at Scanlan and Vex.
What?
These are fireballs, right?
It's a Scanlan that is
Fireball.
13.
No way.
Vex, that is 15.
No.
Both just cracking into the ground by the sides of where you're standing, barely missing them. It just kind of keeps glaring down at the rest of you with a smile. Ending that, it brings us to Vax. You're up.
I got a high stealth right beforehand, so am I hidden at the moment?
As far as you know, depending on the
I
individual.
know.
You don't know who saw you and who didn't.
Alright, Balls. Alright, I'm just gonna throw 3 daggers at the salamander right from where I am.
Right from where you are?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, so first is a 20, second is a 14, third is a 19.
Okay, the first one was what?
20.
The first and the third hit.
Okay.
If you are hidden though, which you would technically be hidden from this individual,
yeah.
You do have advantage on those attacks. You can re-roll the...
And if I'm hidden, it's a surprise, right? On that guy? You tell me.
No, it's a sneak attack if you're hidden.
Oh, okay.
A surprise round is if they have no idea
I
that
thought it
you're
was
there.
high. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Fine. Love it. Okay, so,
You have advantage, so maybe one of those would be a 20 if you reroll the
all right.
advantages.
No, and this other one, no.
Nope.
4, 8, 12, 13, 16, 28, 31, 30, 35.
Yeah.
The first, and the
Nice.
second one is a 10.
Kick us off strong.
Not bad. Flinging both daggers, one strikes it like square in the sternum, and the blade kind of cracks and pops as it hits the center of the chest. It can't make any sound as it disappears from the wound, returning to your belt. The second dagger manages to come towards it. It tries to parry out of the air, but in doing so, just gets it embedded in its forearm, and it kind of shrieks out in pain. as that 2 vanishes and Pierce once again at your belt. Are you going to move or stay where you are?
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna skip to my right and stand behind Grog, and spank him on the ass and say, "Go get him, Tiger."
Go get him, Tiger, right there. Alrighty.
My name's Grog.
Vex, you're up.
Is there any? Are those trees? Do they have any substance at all, or are they just there to look pretty?
I mean, you can get behind them if you want to. They're like maybe about that wide.
Okay.
They're like Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Practically. As far as the Cinder Grove's concerned, they're pretty sad looking. A lot of them have been destroyed and torn and pushed down around.
I'm gonna try to use one as protection. I'm gonna hop behind the one over this way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here.
And I'm gonna Hunter's Mark the Afriti.
Alrighty. Mark.
And then I'm gonna use my longbow of the Sky Sentinel. And I'm gonna shoot him 3 times.
Go for it. Yeah.
That first one probably does not succeed. It is 16.
That does not hit. Nope.
What about 23?
That does hit.
All right. How about mega miss? So one of those hits. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm a loser.
Streaking past, and the third one hits it as it's kind of holding the flame balls in its hands. It just kind of.
You need to like
extremely
sacrifice
small impact. It just kind of glares at you through the impact.
a small mammal. Maybe we can find like a squirrel or
11.
something. And
I can hook you
a
up.
pagan ritual. Okay, cool.
I got a kit.
I'm not surprised.
17 points of damage, and that's it, because I suck.
17 points of damage. Alrighty. And there you are hiding behind the tree. That's the
I'm
end
hiding
of,
behind the tree.
end of Vex's turn. Alright, it is now the elemental's turn.
Dice.
Oh boy.
Oh
boy.
Oh, that's just.
This is going to move in and actually consumes the space
Oh.
of Gurn and his followers.
It's not even a figurine, it's just a chunk of plastic.
So as you're sitting there, you see this fire elemental just streak around real fast, and all of a sudden just step into the space where you and your 2 undead followers are, flames just whirling around you. All of you immediately take 5 points of fire damage. You and your 2 allies, Stimpy and Coral. Poor guys.
Coral. So those 2 guys weren't there. Oh, they killed
Fatties,
one.
that's
Killed one. Yeah, and you guys killed. You fucking killed one too.
Yeah.
So they both have 6.
Yeah. All right. So with that, it is going to make 2 strikes towards you, Gurn. The fire elemental rushes in and just goes and
Not the
lunges
vest! Not the vest!
That is going to be a 13 to hit. What's your armor class?
13.
Just hits you. And that's an extra 20.
Fuck.
So you take 14 points of fire damage from the
Doesn't
first
feel
hit.
very natural.
No. That's 14 points of damage on the first one.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for playing.
And 8, 6,
Friend of the show.
19 points of fire damage from the second strike.
Oh.
And you are currently engulfed in flame.
Oh God!
You caught fire from the impact of the fire elemental.
It doesn't hurt. I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm part
Are you sweating?
Do Dragonborn have natural fire resistance?
Not blue ones.
Certain ones do, not blue.
Oh no!
If it was lightning, it'd be fine. But no.
All right, that ends that elemental's turn. This one is going to. It's going to step into the space where both Percy and Scanlan are. Both of you guys immediately suffer 7 points of fire damage.
I'm halved because I have resistance.
Correct. So you will take 3 points, and it's going to make a strike on each of you. That's going to be a 14 versus you, Scanlan.
That does not hit me.
All right, and then versus Percy, same roll, 14.
Oh, you're adorable.
This is you both the series of terrible attacks. That ends their turn. Gurn, you're up.
Gurn.
At the start of your turn.
It's my turn.
But first you have to take your fire damage.
Oh, I'm still on fire.
Yep.
All right.
Well, at the top of your turn, because you're now on fire, you take 6 points of fire damage. The flame, you're just wreathed in fire all around. It's a bad day. It's a bad Sunday for Gurn.
Oh boy. trying to find something that won't destroy. How close is everyone to me? Everyone's pretty close.
No one's near the big guy.
No, but I'm right there. I feel like I'm...
Well, here, you can see it right here. You're that little red ring right there.
Yeah.
And then your 2 followers are right there. If you've got anything that goes in a cube, you can be fine. Do you have anything that's a cube shot?
And which way am I facing? Oh, I'm not facing...
Wherever you want to be facing.
Okay. I mean, I guess... can I run around and throw another... I'd like to run around and throw another cone of cold aimed at that guy and then up at the prick hovering above everyone.
This direction, you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Aye.
So you can move around to this side of the elemental who's currently encasing, kind of pushing past your allies. Whip around. You get a little bit of view through the fire and the flames that are just swirling around you. You concentrate and then release a burst of cold energy. It might not be close enough.
Of course it is.
It'll be enough to get those 2 there.
All right. Well, I suppose that's impressive. Better than nothing at all.
Nothing. All right. So Constitution saves in the elemental. That's a. What's your DC? It's a 15.
16.
16 fails, and then on the salamander, that is another big fail with a 13. So go ahead and roll 8d8 damage.
Oh fuck.
All right, 5, 6, 13, 19, 23, 25, 31, 40. Oh, I'm sorry. What was that last one? Shit.
31, 35.
31, 35.
35. Nice. 35 points of cold damage to both the salamander and the elemental in front of you. Great. And so you see as the blast of winter arcane energy just skirts forward, casting most of the dark area here in snow and ice and sleet. You can see the front of this lava pond is cooled for the moment, and actually could be walked across probably for 1 to 2 more rounds.
Ooh,
as the lava is now turned to
You're
dark.
welcome.
Still on fire, by the way.
Yes, you are also still on fire.
Did he freeze
It would take
like a potion of
someone has to take an action to try and douse the flames on him, whether it be himself or possibly your allies, because you can still give actions to your 2 undead buddies.
Oh, in that case, I think I'd like to ask the zombie character, which I believe was Stimpy was a skeleton. I believe this
Coral.
This is Coral. I'd like to have Coral rip. Is my skin on fire? Or is it just my vest?
Both, actually. Like actually, the scales are starting to.
Those
crisp.
are really hard to get.
The vest?
Yes.
Just have her kind of like swat you. It's like.
I need to have the zombie's body hurl its body on top of me onto the ground and roll around on me to get the flame off. It's a very stinky enterprise.
Okay, I'll allow this. You
Thank you, Your Honor.
You are intentionally going prone. So you'll start your next combat round on the ground, which means just, half your movement, as Stimpy hobbles over and begins to roll around.
Is there like snow or ice on the ground?
There is behind the elemental, yes.
Can he scoop some up?
The zombie can take 1 action. Unfortunately, it's not a super intelligent creature. One or the other.
All right, then I suppose he just has to roll on top of me.
Okay. So you guys glance over the corner of your eye. You see the Dragonborn all of a sudden jumps to the ground, sprawled out, Snow Angel style.
Do it! Just do it already! What are you waiting for?
As this undead begins just flailing about on top of his body, you're starting to get like elements of decaying goo.
Yes, it's fucking terrible.
But the flames do eventually go out over the next 5 to 6 seconds or so. What would you like Stimpy to do?
I mean, I guess. I would have to give him a candle then, wouldn't I?
You would, yes.
Right. Maybe he just scoops up as much ice and snow as possible and attacks the.
Sure. All right, so Stimpy goes over.
Snowball fight.
Picks up some bits of the frost on the ground with the skeletal hands. Flings it. Funnily enough, hits.
Fuck yeah, it does.
Because it's right there. And we'll say for that particular instance, it
What, like
takes
100 points of damage?
3 points of cold damage.
Hey! Step
Immediate steam in the face of a fire elemental.
Happy
Smell like
memories.
cooked cow anus at the moment.
Percy, you're up.
Weird question. What saving throw does a creature have to make with your sword?
Wisdom.
It's a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
No, it's Constitution for the strength, you mean?
Constitution saving throw. Good to know.
I just answered the first thing that popped into my head.
Was wisdom. Fascinating. Okay. I'm right in the thick of it, aren't I?
Yes.
I'm gonna break away. I'll take the hit. I don't like attacking these things straight on. I'm gonna take
At the top of your turn, by the way, you take
Am I on
9
fire?
points of fire damage down to 4 because you are also engulfed in flame, as is Scanlan for having passed over the space there.
9 points of fire damage down to 4, so I'm on. Okay. So I'm going to break away and take a run for it towards that crater on the far right corner. Where's the
This way here?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Running past the fire elemental does get an attack opportunity on you, swinging out with its flaming appendage. That is going to be a 13 to hit.
Yeah, no, that
rolling
ain't
low.
gonna hit. That's fine. I'm going to take my bonus action, and I'm going to cast Hex on it.
On which one?
On the one I just ran away from.
Okay. That elemental is now currently hexed.
With a disadvantage on Constitution saving throws.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Teamwork!
That's fucking. I don't think he has any blood though. So.
Is it saving throws or is it ability checks?
Ability checks.
Yeah, it does not affect saving throws.
God damn it. All right, never mind. Well, that's fine. Since I've broken off, I'm gonna take some shots at him anyway. I'll take 3 shots.
Go for it.
First one is a 18.
18 hits.
That's 7 points of damage.
Alrighty.
Second one's a sharpshooter. That's 25.
25. And with that shot,
Jeez, leave some for the rest of us, big boy.
Oh, wait, let it go back.
Wait,
I was
he's back.
gonna say,
Where's it
sorry.
back?
This is the one that took all the damage from the Cone of Colts. This one is still fine.
Oh.
Robbed you of victory.
That was so weird. He disappeared for a
I
moment.
haven't,
and then right
I haven't
back.
actually damaged him yet, have I?
You did 7 damage.
No, I didn't, because I didn't. Oh, that was the first damage. The second
Yes.
damage I haven't done yet.
No, you have not.
Okay. 20 points of damage.
All right, nice.
Another sharpshooter.
You're adding your hexes to this, right?
No, I'm not. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
D6 to each of these, buddy.
So that's 6 extra points, and that's 7 extra points total.
Alrighty.
And third sharpshooter shot. Thank you for reminding me on the hex. That's a 12. That's gonna miss.
12 misses, unfortunately. You shoot too far. It actually like separates its body for a second. The flames flickering away from the impact of the bullet, passing through. No effect, unfortunately.
Weird thing. Can I spend an action surge and put myself out on fire?
You can.
You know what? It's just fire. I will be on fire.
You will be on fire, Percy.
I'm gonna be on fire. I will
Sure,
fire.
sure.
Just fire.
Scanlan, you're up.
What is holding the thing that's floating in the sky aloft? Is he flying? Is he supported on a column of fire?
Oh, he's brought a plastic shelf with himself.
Of course. Of course.
He's just standing on it.
It's IKEA, mate. You just gotta build it up.
It's the Schlogel.
It appears to be flying. The very essence of this creature is like partial flame and magic, and it's just levitating as its lower form is a tiny dervish whirlwind of black ash and flame.
That sounds awful.
And is he's a larger creature or smaller?
Large.
He's a large creature or smaller?
Whirling dervish.
Okay. I'm gonna make him the boy in the bubble. So I will cast Otaluk's Resilient Sphere.
Yay!
What is that?
I'm going to make a bubble around him.
All right. Well, first you take 4 points of fire damage because you're on
sure.
fire.
Yeah, whatever. Oh wait, no, but it was 9, right? You said? All right. Oh, it's 4. Okay.
That was when it originally got to you, and then you're still burning every turn until you put yourself out. All right. The range on the resilient sphere is 30 feet, so you're gonna want to get closer to cast it.
Okay, I'll walk. He's gonna hit me, isn't he?
This is cool currently if you want to go across.
Yes.
You can get there, and that'll be enough distance.
Okay.
It's
I'll do that.
Okay.
And then straight up in the air.
Okay.
It's a concentration.
So it has to make a dexterity saving throw. What's the DC?
What's it called? What's the
Otiluke's resilient sphere.
Yeah, the DC on your spells is 20 right now, right?
It is.
Wow.
And it rolled a 19. 18.
Oh!
Plus 1.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And with that, suddenly you guys see Scanlan concentrate, shouting the magical incantation through the hand cone. And
You're in a ball, motherfucker!
you see a somewhat pink-purple hued globe of crystalline magical arcane energy just form around the creature. And the Ifrit just goes...
does he fall?
Or does he
can
stay?
he
Just
continue to
Firebomb?
fly?
Apparently, the sphere is weightless. So no, he stays where he is.
And is it a good witch?
Okay.
Science check.
Yes.
Does oxygen penetrate?
There is still air inside.
Damn it!
There is still air
Because
inside.
that would have been amazing if.
I was looking away. What just happened?
Oh, fuck.
What?
Always look at me!
Oh, there was some... I was looking at some grubs over by the...
Grubs?
I'm hungry.
Okay.
And I'll turn around and I will heal Gurn. Because he's not doing great.
All right,
With
so-
my bonus action, at a second level, I will cast Healing Word. And I will sing to him again, because he loves it so much.
You know, I think I'm fine with 26 hit
Gurn,
point.
baby, Gurn! Candle Inferno! Gurn, baby, Gurn! Burn that mother down! Yes!
All right. And so second level is that's 2d4 plus.
Yes, 5.
2d4 plus 5. You heal.
Holy shit.
Oh, do I roll that?
Yeah. Do I roll or does he?
Whichever one doesn't matter to me.
Okay, and 2.
Yeah, I got one back.
Thank you.
Okay.
1, 4. Okay, so 9.
Great.
All right. Scan, I believe that ends your turn. Keyleth, you're up.
Thank you.
Okay.
I will never again not watch your spell casting. You tiny bundle of adorable creature.
Is that guy and that guy within 30 feet of each other? It's kind of hard to tell with the thing on it.
There is 30 feet between them. Yes.
Okay.
Meaning, like anything.
A 30-foot long spell could hit both of them, correct?
A 30-hit long spell could 10. 15, you can only hit one. There's 30 feet between them.
Okay, so but this guy. Oh, these. Damn it. What about this guy and this guy? They're within 30 feet, right?
Oh yeah.
This guy.
Or
and that
salamander and
No, 35 between them.
guy. Son of a.
Yeah, the two.
These two,
Yeah,
there
but
is
then-
definitely.
Okay. Actually, yeah, let me do that. Okay, I am going to cast a tidal wave right here. And I'm going to go outward in this direction. And it's 10 foot wide and 30 foot long.
Okay.
So I'm actually, let me back up a little bit out of it.
So it's 10 feet wide, and it'll go like that, you mean?
Yeah,
Okay, so you back up to there.
yes.
Boom. All right. Ooh, okay, dexterity save on each of them. Dexterity save on the first one. That is.
Since it's water, do they have like disadvantage?
No, not from the saving throw. Okay, that is the first one does make a saving throw. However, that is a 19 plus 3, so 22. On a success, it takes half as much damage and is knocked prone, so it takes half. The other one, however, does fail.
Do they take like more damage because it's water?
How much is in the spell?
It does 48 damage.
Right, go ahead and roll that. I'd say, how many gallons would that be? That's a shit ton of gallons.
Ooh, that's good.
That don't suck.
12 plus 8 is 20, plus another 8 is 28. Math.
That's a D8 there.
That's yes, it is.
14. Okay, 14. So there's 14 and 28. Okay, I'd say for that tidal wave, how many gallons of water would we say each one of those? I say they're
It's
probably.
30 foot tall. It's a 30 foot
Well,
tall.
it's 10
no,
foot tall, 10 foot wide. 10
and
foot tall, 10 foot wide. So that's.
It's 30 feet long.
That's like
4 gallons easily.
I'd say we're looking at like close to 50 gallons of water, right?
Probably
Way more than 50
gallons.
A lot of gallons for sure.
I think it's like 1,000,000
It'd
gallons.
be like enough totally.
Somewhere between 50 and a million.
Somewhere between 50
Guys,
and a
why
million.
did we switch to metric?
It would be a few hundred gallons of water.
We'll say for the purposes of this.
How many deciliters of water?
I know. for the width of it and the space you had to pass it through, we'll say roughly 60 gallons of water passes through each of these elementals.
Okay.
Water susceptibility. For every 5 feet the elemental moves in water, or for every gallon of water splashed on it, it takes 1 point of cold damage. So they both take an additional 60 points of damage.
Oh, shit!
Which destroys both of the elementals.
Do that again, Keely! I will. Again.
Okay. So
Jesus,
Keyleth, you have more movement still if you want to move somewhere.
Damn!
Oh. I'll scooch up a bit, kind of start moving towards.
Like there?
That's good. That works.
Okay. All right, that brings us to Grog. You're up.
I would like to rush up where Scanlan is and attack that little guy on the ground there.
Right there?
I'm the little guy on the ground.
No, not there. No,
okay.
you, the other guy that's next to him.
Okay.
And can I use reckless attack?
Are you raging first, or are you?
Oh, yeah, raging.
Okay.
I would like to rage.
Okay.
And then use reckless attack against him.
All right, so you got 2 attacks, reckless attack.
That's good. I have 2. 24.
24 hits.
Jeez, I'm really glad I had that. 23.
23 hits.
10, 18. 18 on the first one.
Nice.
And 10, 5. I don't know. I rolled that 5. So 23.
23, nice. All right, so as you rush past, looking over at the cooled rock that's starting to crack and bits of, steam vents are starting to push through underneath your feet, Scanlan. The area you're standing on isn't very sturdy. You're probably going to want to move pretty soon. However, you see this barreling form of pure anger and blade come rushing past as Grog just slams into the salamander twice with his blade. That's fails first Constitution and fails second.
Yeah!
So you gain +2 strength. Salamander loses 2 strength. However, because you've taken hits, with each strike within melee, the salamander's heated body is so intense by its proximity that you suffer 6 points of fire damage from the first melee
She
attack.
gave me
against
resistance, so half to 3.
Half to 2.
Half to 2.
The other one would be 12, so you take 6.
Okay, 8 total.
Total of 8 fire damage,
Awesome.
just from slamming and attacking the salamander. Alrighty. That brings us to the very end. Is now the salamander's turn. After being hacked twice by you, Grog, it turns around, it takes its trident in its both hands, looks at you with this horrible snarl. You can see now these kind of glistening, almost ruby-like sharp teeth, and its like wide grin. These long kind of catfish-like tendrils that kind of waft off its face as it slams down the spear towards you.
Oh, you brought a fork to a sword fight.
That is going to be a 23 to hit.
Oh shit, that hits.
You take 12 points of piercing damage.
Halved
to 6. And it's going to also turn around in its tail, its long snake tail, whips you.
Bad guys, what's the point?
That is going to be 18 to hit.
Misses.
It misses. Alrighty. The tail comes towards you, and you just knock it out of the way with Craven Edge. That will end its turn. Top of the round, I'm going to go ahead and make a roll for the consistency of the currently cooled lava pool. It maintains. However, you feel your feet kind of like cracking beneath, and you start rising up.
Feels nice here.
All right.
Maybe a timeshare.
This Ifrit. Let me look at the logistics of this spell now, because.
Oh yeah, no, this spell is awful.
It can't do anything.
Yeah.
It is enclosed for the duration, up to a minute.
It's done.
Sorry, Matt.
He's like, I'm so busy.
Sorry,
Like
Matt.
first the beholder, now my flame genie.
It's pushing against, and it takes like these 2 flame balls it conjures and throws them out towards you guys. They're just gonna go poof, poof, against the sphere and then go out and just kind of. really, really pissed off. I can't do
I'm a
anything.
genie in a bottle.
We-
Gotta rub me the right way.
We all collectively look up at it and look sad and go, oh.
I'm looking forward to just rolling it back through the rift.
Oh my god, can we do that?
Just rolling it back
like
into
a
the rift.
hamster ball.
Come on, Wonder Wheel.
Oh, wow.
All right, ending that its turn because I can't do anything. Vax, you're up.
All right, I'm going to scoot up right in front of Keyleth on the edge of the frozen over pool of lava, but I'm not going to stand on it, and I'm going to chuck 3 daggers at the salamander in front of Grog.
Okay, right there, about?
Right in front of her, between her and that. Yeah, there.
There you go. Okay.
1, 2, 3 to the salamander.
Go for it.
21. Then 25. And then 21.
What's happening?
Okay, all 3 hit.
Yeah, all right, and because he's flanked by Grogs, the first one gets sneak attack damage. 2 plus 8, 14, 16, 17, 22, 23, 25, 31 for the first.
Nice.
And then 10 for the second, and 8 for the third.
All right. Good to know. As you jump in front of the wave, Keyleth, you unleash all 3 daggers in rapid succession, each one finding its mark into the body of the now profusely bleeding salamander. You can see now streaks of its own blood are pouring down, kind of boiling on contact with air, the significant difference in temperature from the exterior and its actual interior body, causing it to change from a liquid to a gas.
That's all rogue.
End your turn?
I look over my shoulder at Keyleth like a dumb schmuck for a second, and then back at the salamander.
Okay. Vex, you're up.
Okay, I'm going. Am I hiding? Am I hidden?
You can roll a stealth check. I mean, a hide action is a hide action. It's as a rogue, do you have the
What is that number?
I don't know what number.
It's completely
it's
smooched
a
off
9.
of the dice.
That means that existence is about to end.
Oh, there's literally.
I think it's a 9. Just roll this.
Okay.
Roll another one.
Sign
Roll
number
my
4
spiky.
You technically you do not have cunning action yet. That's a second level rogue ability.
Okay,
so you,
but
you
I
use
had
your action.
skirmish. My skirmisher stealth.
If you go from hide to hide, you can do that.
Ugh.
But you were not hidden at the beginning of the round, so.
It's alright, it's a rookie rogue mistake.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
happens in the beginning.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. All right, then I'm just gonna.
At the higher levels, you mess up the assassinate thing constantly.
Everything's a concentration thing,
It's
so
a
I'm just
rookie
gonna
rogue
lightning
mistake.
arrow the giant. The
Hashtag
giant
rookie rogue
fire
mistake.
guy.
Right there?
Yeah.
Go for it. Roll for attack.
Okay.
Oh, that's my new name for her.
Yep.
Boom. Nice.
30. Does that
That'll hit.
Yeah, that's
That'll hit anything.
Yeah.
So,
just hit a
that's
sparrow in Paraguay.
4d8 lightning damage on a hit.
Correct. Yep.
Oh.
It's okay.
Well, half good, half bad.
18.
So it averaged out.
That's it. Huh?
18 points lightning damage?
Yeah.
All right, so as you turn around the side of the tree, releasing the arrow as it goes through the air, streaking it, suddenly bursts into an arcing bit of energy, a bolt of lightning that strikes into and begins to spill around the insides of the lightning elemental. You can see it kind of shakes it off as the energy disperses.
Okay, I'm gonna use my bonus action to hide then, and it's the skirmisher's thing. For my skirmisher stealth, I can use a bonus action to hide.
I'm pretty sure you have to, if you go from hiding to hiding, you can do it.
You. I
Read the ability,
swear.
read the ability.
Okay. Where is it?
Right now on the air.
Okay, where is it? I don't know where it is. I'll find it, and then I'll find out. And
Okay.
then I'll roll for stealth then if it
Okay,
works.
I'll say for the sake right now of the distraction, go ahead and do it for now, and we'll correct it later if need be. Rather you have fun than not. What's your stealth roll?
My stealth roll is.
He's a real good dude.
15.
He's a good guy.
It doesn't
He's a
matter.
good guy. He's a nice player. He's tough but fair.
No, it was
15. She said 15.
Nothing. You're
Who's
doing great.
Who's speaking right now?
It's not in the book. It's in the.
No, it's in the PDF. You haven't put it out. Okay, we'll get that for you. Anyway, what'd you roll?
15.
15. Okay, good to know. End of your turn. This elemental creature.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
Here it comes.
It's coming to
moves
me.
up over.
Oh, he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead.
He tripped at the finish line.
As another one tears
Oh,
out
what?
of the portal.
Jeez, Louise.
Begins making its way here at full movement to there.
How's everybody doing?
This one's going to go ahead and make 2 strikes towards you, Scanlan.
I feel like
2 attacks towards
Yep.
me?
I feel like the genie might be keeping the.
That's going to be 11.
Is that the attack roll?
The attack roll, and a natural 1.
Okay,
Elementals
okay.
can't roll today. And you're already on fire, so this fire form won't make much of a difference to either way. All right, so that's going to end its turn, and the elemental pour in. That's the end of their round. All right, that brings us to Gurn.
Oh boy.
Feel the Gurn. Feel the Gurn.
So flames are out. You push. You push. Not Stimpy. Coral off of you. Coral standing.
Yeah. Can I? Does it count as my turn if I ask him a question about the orb?
No, you can make it a quick little aside. You have to shout it out though.
If I attack the genie, is it just going to attack the orb and then he's going to be free?
Yes! I'm not looking at you, by the way.
It really hurts. I didn't realize how much that hurts.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I've learned a valuable lesson today while I've half caught on fire. Can I cast some type of a mental spell through the orb to the fire genie?
You can certainly try.
Would it be too crafty if I were to cast Modify Memory? Could I modify the fire genie's memory to forget to not kill himself? I'll take that as a no. Can I modify the fire genie's memory into thinking that he's completed the task that he came to this realm to complete and that he might go home?
You can certainly try.
I'd love to try.
Okay. What's the range on the spell?
Infinity?
Okay. Modify memory. Where is it? There we go, 5th level.
Oh god, I hope this works.
I hope it works.
It's 30-foot range, so you're gonna have to get a lot closer. And you're getting up from prone, which is half your movement, so you only have 15 more feet you can move. So you wouldn't be able to even get into range.
The guy next to
3
me.
squares.
Where's your...
Be able to get
in the lava pit?
1, 2, there.
Yeah.
That's
the
too
guy
far
in the
from
lava
30
pit.
feet, so he wouldn't be able to get into range.
Oh shit, I can't cast Modify Memory anyway. I've already cast 2 spells like that today.
You can cast
That's
it
true,
at a
Cone of
level
Cold.
higher
You're out of
unless
5th level.
You want to use one of those for something.
I might... so, which way... is there a chain of people? Oh, I see a couple right there. Maybe...
Laser pointer if you need it.
Thank you. So maybe what I'll do is... This guy's new, right? That
Yeah.
guy's new.
And this guy hasn't been touched really except for her lightning arrow.
Maybe I should cast... Oh, I can shoot lightning breath, right?
You can, yeah.
At this, maybe I could shoot at... Should I shoot at this guy or this guy?
Yeah, well, the guy next to me might hit me, but whatever.
Well, all right. I'll throw some lightning breath at this.
Yeah, welcome.
At this person right here.
Okay, as you stand up and kind of dust off yourself, your fantastic
That was you,
zipper-covered dance jacket, brushing it off with your hands, you lumber forward to the outskirts of this newly cracking rock crust that once was a lava pool and will soon be once again. Inhale, as you guys look around, you see this glow, this blue crackling glow on the inside of his mouth. The blow's how he got to the mountain, and that got him inspired to shoot the lightning.
I'm flying high, but I can't get an erection. I did so much blow.
Gurn Blanston. Flying high, no erection.
Sad.
This crackling electric energy in the back of his toothy mouth as he releases this blast of lightning energy forward, striking into the chest of the fire elemental that freshly stepped out of the portal. What's the saving throw DC on that?
It's 14.
14. It rolled a 9. So go ahead and roll the damage on the breath. How much is it?
4d6.
Love the way they're
46
rolling
lightning
today.
damage. I'm rolling really bad tonight.
They are, Matt. They are.
Yeah, it's not you.
4, 10, 15, 16.
Yeah, that's good.
16 points of lightning damage to that elemental. It kind of pulls back from the blast. You can see its form has to kind of reconvene There's a little bit of kind of a black and gray smoke that billows out from the wound as it turns to you. You've definitely got its attention.
Hello!
With your bonus action, would you like to do anything with your compadres?
Oh, right. I still have 2 left, don't I?
Yes, you do.
You do like dancing.
I'd like to send them off to start dancing just to the left of this gentleman right here.
All right.
Just to distract him a little bit because he seemed to caught his attention. So I'd like to start a little dance party right there.
Okay.
This fella right here, the zombie, can do a little break dancing, and then
it was a zombie jamboree.
And then the skeleton can do a bit of the. A bit of the bird, and then maybe the worm.
Don't give a damn.
Right.
All right. As the skeleton leaps down into the worm, just flat laid out, cracking part of its pelvis.
They're dancing without music.
No music whatsoever.
Does the zombie kind of like?
The tip of his arm falls off at the ulna.
Pop and lock. Pop and lock.
Popped off.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and. All right.
These guys are great.
I'm gonna
great.
They're going on
I'm
me.
gonna ask you to go ahead and roll a performance check.
Hey! How do I do those?
Drop the
I
base.
feel really bad that you killed Carol now.
Okay.
That was almost bad.
Wait, plus?
Oh, you have inspiration.
You do!
Use
Use
your
it!
D10.
This is the time.
Oh. So
add a D10.
roll
so
a
7 plus performance plus 1, 8, and then a D10.
Roll the
Yes.
D10. Add it.
Jesus Christ. 10.
10. Trying to recall and hum the song that Scanlan once sang to you not but 10 minutes before. You don't recall it much at all, and it comes out.
It's Gurn time.
Pitchy, little pitchy.
It's Gurn time to Gurn.
Now you're sharp.
Gurn is all the way. I'm doing great.
Yeah, your name was in the song.
Gurn is my name. This is definitely the song that I'm singing.
It's discordant enough that on a low wisdom save, I'll say the fire elemental's next attack has disadvantage. It was the strangest round of combat I think I've ever had in D&D. All right, Percy, you're up. Follow that.
I feel like I'm laughing.
Oh, that. Supportive.
First, top of your round, you take 9 points of fire damage.
That's
reduced to 5.
To 5.
Mm-hmm.
I have the skirmisher stealth. As a bonus action at the end of your turn, you can make a dexterity stealth check to hide again.
All right, cool. There you go. Perfect. Wasn't sure if you had to be hidden at the top to do it.
I'm going to shift my hex to the tiny little footcutter. Laura! God, you got me doing it.
Yeah.
Damn it! Ah, it's plague.
It's contagious.
To which one? This guy there?
No. The one furthest from me.
Right there?
Yeah, right there.
Alrighty.
Move my hex to him. I'm going to bust out the bad news rifle. I'm going to sit and I'm going to take a nice, calm, calculated sharpshooter shot at him.
Alrighty.
And bad news just goes.
Did you misfire?
I misfired.
Oh no! You get down with the gun and you look at it and you can see some of the metal kind of bowing in the centerpiece. Like, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad.
It's fine. I put it down. I pull out the pistol and I'm going to take a shot.
Okay, go for it.
It's hot. It's really hot. And you just keep going.
Wow. That was really awkward.
Yeah. Like maybe the heat made your.
You should switch.
Just roll the dice.
All right.
You're also 60 feet apart. At the
Okay,
moment.
that's
Well, I mean, it was more.
25 to hit.
25 hits?
Sure.
That's
Sharpshooter? No.
Yeah.
That's sharpshooter? Wow, nice roll.
Thank you. Where was that?
Literally. Literally, huh?
6, 12, 20, 22 points of damage.
Alrighty.
And I reload, and that's
your turn. Okay.
Turn.
Gotcha. Finishing up Percy, that brings us to Scanlan. You're still concentrating on the old Tuk's Resilient Sphere.
Yes, I am.
The gnome has got this.
Hey, how's that stuff under my feet?
Pretty rough. You're gonna want to step off it very soon, probably.
I'm gonna step into it.
Love you, Scanlan.
So I can fire a lightning bolt and hit both of those guys. in a
Oh,
straight line.
snap. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That'll be my.
You can still move after
Yeah,
the
you
fact.
can
if
move.
want.
Good.
You can fire the move.
Okay, good. Thank
All
you.
right, so
for
the bolt
saving me.
arcs past. Go ahead.
I saw that. It was great.
Oh, for once, thank you. Thank you. It was for you.
Much
5
appreciated.
now, and a 12 plus 3, 15. No, both failed their saving throw.
Okay, so 8d6.
8d6 points of lightning damage to both of them.
Bastards.
14.
It's a wonderful display, Gurdon.
I ship Scanlan and Gurn.
Guys, please. 33.
33, nice roll.
Oh, that lightning bolt was so big. and wide.
It's the width that really does it.
It really does. It's not so much the length.
No.
It's the girth of Gurn.
It's the Gurn.
And I will re-inspire Gurn. Oh wait, you're still injured, aren't you?
Yeah.
I will heal Gurn.
Please.
With another healing word. This time at 3rd level.
Technically, you can only do as high. A second spell can only be as high as 2nd level.
Okay.
You use 2 spells in 1 round.
It's
Not
still
how it's
very
worked.
romantic,
Okay,
though.
I'll do 2nd level.
Alrighty.
healing word, and I will sing to him because I'm running out of things that rhyme with his name. Gurn down for what? Gurn down for what? That's it.
You
I
heal
might
10.
remind you I'm unable to get an erection at the moment.
However, in spite of that, the blue pill does give you 10 additional hit points healed.
Did the skeleton and the zombie start dancing better after that?
Oh yeah,
It actually does pick up their pace a little bit. Now they have a backtrack.
Skeleton starts
What is
grumping.
the elemental doing while they're dancing?
Well, it's currently being surrounded by a swirl of hex shadow and looking around very confused and wondering why I got up in the morning.
Glow sticks.
Yeah, and you want to move out?
And I can move out?
You
Will
can,
he
yeah.
take a swipe at me?
It will, yes.
Okay, sure.
But better than possibly falling in.
Oh, and do I get... I'm still on fire, right?
Yes, you are. Take an action to put it out, though, unfortunately. That is an 18 plus 6. I believe that does hit you. You take... 7 plus 8, take 12 points of fire damage.
Plus whatever I was on fire for.
You already took that damage earlier. So,
I did?
Yeah.
At the beginning of my turn?
Yeah. I rolled for that already. So you take 9 points of fire damage, I think it was.
Oh, okay. Plus 12?
Plus 12.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, whatever, it's fine.
Okay.
Alright, that ends your turn, Scanlan. Keyleth.
Okay, so we have these 2 assholes in front of us.
My name is Vax.
Well, it depends on the day. So that guy's still alive too, yeah?
Yeah, all 3 of these guys are alive. And this guy's in a hamster ball.
Being
It's like the prisoner. It's just one of those, like, it's just a weather balloon.
Yeah, it's a rover just holding him in place.
I'm gonna tidal wave again. Tidal wave!
Tidal wave again.
Right here, this way. Fucking with these 2 guys.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and roll some saving throws on their end.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. 6 and an 8, both fail.
Hey!
Who is number 1?
I am not a number. I'm a freak man.
So good. So good. The original one, not the remake. Patrick McGowan.
Another good
Alright,
roll.
so 2 failed saving throws. Go ahead and roll damage on that.
It's really good. I'm warning you right now. 7 and 7 is 14, plus another 6. Bring me to 22.
20.
20. Plus 8. 28 again. That's what I had last time, right? 28.
Kismet.
28 points of water damage plus the additional blast of water gallons surging through them manages to completely scatter both of these.
Whoa, oh my god, he was huge too!
How much water we had? We actually had a critter tweet us how much water.
How much water would it be in that tidal wave?
225 gallons.
Oh, there's no way they're surviving that.
And then technically in tidal wave it says, the water then spreads out across the ground in all directions, extinguishing unprotected flames in the area within 30 feet of it.
Unprotected flames are different than lava pools, and the water doesn't cool it; it just evaporates.
We've got steam.
You do. You have a very, very heavy cloud of steam now that is to the side. The dancing skeletons are skeleton and zombie are now just these shadows lit in this kind of cool music video light now as they're dancing.
And as if this were a Telltale game, at the top of the screen it says, Keyleth will remember this.
Exactly.
I'm then gonna use.
Tidal wave on fire elementals. That's nasty, man.
That's the wrong way. There you go.
Can I use my bonus action?
It's perfect. This is happening, guys. Is that the rest of your turn, Gila? Do you want to move somewhere?
Question.
Yes, what's your question? What's your question?
Can I theoretically cast a grasping vine coming out of the Hellmouth?
No, Grasping Vine is a 4th level spell, I believe, and as a bonus action, you can't do anything more than a 2nd level spell in the same round.
Fuck. Never mind.
Sorry.
Actually, no, that's not true. I will take my bonus healing word to toss another healing word, just 1st level, over to Gurn.
Hey!
Well, it's keeping the Dance Meister alive over there.
Oh my god, amazing.
So you
That's it.
heal. You heal 8 points, Gurn.
8 healing. 8 points of healing to you, Gurn.
He's gone.
He's gone.
He's out. We can't save him. Grog, you're up.
I'll use another reckless attack, and I'll make the first strike against the guy right in front of me.
Go for it.
Jesus. Better. 14.
14 misses.
Damn it. And with the second one.
Are these with Great Weapon Master?
No, just reckless attack. This one's with Great Weapon.
Okay.
Nope. Better. 16 plus 9 is 25, minus 5 is 20.
That hits. Go and roll damage.
Hey, Yahtzee. 3, 5, 10, 18, 28.
28 points of damage. Okay. This time, as you release the first blow of your sword forward, he actually catches it in the blade of the trident and deflects it off to the side, slamming it into the ground, almost pinning the weapon for a second. Gets up in your face and grins, and the actual breath that emanates from its teeth begins to burn and singe the edge of your beard hairs, and that infuriates you. And with that, you actually lift up Craven Edge between the blades of the trident. It's a test of strength as you both tense, and eventually you lift it back, and with the backswing, slash him right across his chest with that blow. You see a strike of extremely hot blood just splatter across, kind of singe the front of your chest and leave little burn marks on you.
Yes.
Yeah, like freckles.
You don't want to fuck with his beard.
It does make a save.
She has a name.
Sorry, Laura.
Well played. Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
Why am I
All right. Next round.
Darling, shush.
Ifrit's going to go ahead and start pushing against the ball, which is going to just begin to coast through the air this way.
Does he spin the globe?
Oh my gosh.
Just kind of gliding
Genie
through
hamster.
slowly. Yeah, that's about all I can do this turn.
Sorry.
Oh my
No,
god.
it's what you do. It's what you do. All right, Vax, you're up.
Man, all right. I'm in a good spot. I'll just throw 3 more daggers at the salamander the Grog has not yet killed. First one is a natural 20. The second one is a 13, and the third one is a is a 14.
Okay.
So the first one
I'm gonna
is
hold off on those 2 attacks just in case how much damage your critical sneak attack does.
Bleh. 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 18, 21, 25, 25, so you double the dice, is 56 for the first one.
Okay, so as you throw the dagger, it goes right past Grog's ear, and you can hear of the wind as it just brushes past your face after you finish your backswing with Craven Edge. As the salamander creature rears back from the impact, it looks towards you, and just its eyes twitch just ever so slightly to your right as it sees the incoming blade a little too late as it shoof right into its right eye socket. Its tongue lolls out of its jaw as it falls onto its back, and its tail kind of moves and twitches for a few seconds before it eventually goes limp.
No, he's still alive, and I kick him. And I'm like, now he's dead.
Grog stomps it into the ground. The twitching stops. The salamander now destroyed.
That's right.
Okay.
Does the dagger stay in his eye socket?
It's currently in the eye socket, yeah.
Ooh. Can I reach down and grab it?
Yeah. You reach down and grab the dagger, and as you pull it out, it turns into smoke in your hand.
Holy shit! I look back at Max.
Grog, how did you do that?
I don't know. I think maybe I'm a magic user now. And I start trying to cast reanimate person on the dead thing.
Okay.
That's not how you do that.
No, go concentrate.
All right.
Hey, Scanlan.
He's doing a boot
What are
in
we gonna
again.
do with this giant bowl?
We need someone to bring him down to earth. Keyleth,
use
can you
Bigby's
vine
hand?
him down? Or Gurn,
I
do you have
can
something
try.
that can move things?
Can I?
Oh, go ahead.
No, go.
No,
you
go
first,
ahead,
please,
Gurn.
Does
Gurn.
anyone have a large purple hand they could use?
I feel like I had.
Draconians first.
Yeah, the concentration spell.
Yeah, one spell at a time.
I thought I had some sort of a telekinesis spell, but I guess I don't.
Chromatic orb?
Can you bring it down, Keyleth?
I can try. Can I do a grasping vine from the bottom underneath of him and see
Oh,
if I
He's
can...
over lava.
He's got something.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So what are you doing? But what are you guys? What are you doing? What I know what you're doing. What are you doing?
I could either manipulate his memory, or I do have a flying broom.
What?
Yes.
Yes, I have a flying broom.
Are you gonna
like you do.
bat him down
Like
like,
you do.
you're sweeping the
I
sky?
could fly up and then gently
kind of
glide him
Yes,
down.
yes,
Oh,
let's
yeah,
do
do
that.
Quidditch that motherfucker!
Yes!
Thank
Yes!
you, appreciation
Are you
day.
doing your vine as well, or are you letting it?
Let me see how this goes
Okay.
first.
So, as you're without any other command, your two friends, Coral and Stimpy, are still over there just dancing as the mist slowly dissipates from the
very committed.
the deluge. You pull out from the side of your little satchel there your flying broom, which is, it's a pretty decent kind of like medium-sized broom. Places it in the air and it kind of rests there, slightly shifting in place. You leap up onto it and grab onto the front as you shoot up from the side.
Going up to catch the golden bitch.
As you
Yeah.
as you place yourself on top of the Old Took's resilient sphere, placing all your weight onto it, it sinks a little bit.
Awesome.
And it kind of comes to a halt. About 3 feet it sinks as you're just standing on top of it.
That's as far as it goes?
What else
Oh,
would
now.
you- What do you want to do?
Can I'd like to try to cast the memory spell on it, if possible.
Okay. Well, you've already cast the 5th level spell twice. How many 5th level spells can you cast per day?
2.
Yeah, so you modify memory. Unfortunately, you're out of 5th level slots.
Could I cast it on you to forget that I've already cast it?
Scanlan, how much time do we have with this bubble?
A minute, but I bet 30 seconds have gone by.
Oh,
by
God.
now.
You guys, you're
Get
getting
him down,
down to
get
like
him
the
down.
40-second mark.
Push him through the portal.
While this is happening?
Yes, you can do that. The flame.
Am I allowed
push
to
down?
Can I push down?
You can jump onto it and begin to push down more.
I'm gonna push down with all my might to try to get him down on the ground.
Okay, so you leap in the air and shove onto it again as you do the orb. And just slowly over the next 15 seconds,
Jesus.
shove it down to the point where you're over the orb right now on the very top as you can feel the spell about to dissipate.
Grog,
Hey,
stop
push
trying
it
to
through,
reanimate
push it
that
through,
thing and
push it
hit the
through.
friggin' red guy into the hole.
Go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Oh,
Oh, he's the best of Arcana.
20. Get it.
6.
Reanimate that fucker.
6. This isn't working.
Must be a rookie mistake.
What are we trying to do? Shove him back into the hole?
Shove him in. Grog, shove that fucking thing in there.
He's over lava.
Yeah, but
You are made of hit points.
All right, fuck it. I'll just. This is your thing.
Can I do the vine
5
from out of the
seconds.
portal? Can I do the vine from out of the portal?
No, it has to have an anchor point
All
somewhere.
right, fuck it. No, I just run in a rage and I run into the lava and I start shoving him, as in
This
in
way?
the lava. Yeah, straight towards the flaming vagina hole.
Okay, I want you to go ahead and make an athletics check. No, this would be a full strength check on this. Just
I
roll a
have
strength check.
advantage on
You have
those.
advantage because you're still raging. Although you wouldn't be raging anymore because you spent time concentrating on the spell. You can go into a rage for this if you'd like to. Spend another use of your rage.
Yeah, I'll use another one.
Okay, so you go into a rage. All right, as you step into the actual lava, you suffer 26 points of fire damage from wading up to your knees in molten rock.
Yeah.
Halved because of
yeah.
your resistance. So,
12.
but, all right, so 12.
I rolled a 22.
22. With that, you shove the sphere, which shifts back about halfway to there. You kind of have to whoa, catch yourself on the side, grabbing the broom and kind of holding it out here as you're kind of stepping the other direction. I want you to go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
All right. 7.
It's a 7. You
Have inspiration.
Nope, he used
Nope,
it.
used it.
As you slip off the top of the sphere, begin to fall back, plummeting towards the lava behind you. In a very Lord of the Rings Gollum tumbling into Mountain Doom type of view. Yes. Back first into the lava.
Oh, shit. I feel fine.
Actually, it's pretty... You take 6 points of fire damage, impacting... Rolled really low on that.
I meant to do that.
You can feel the back of your scales and the flesh on your back immediately begin to burn with horrifying pain. You're holding your broom aloft because you don't want that to go in the fire.
I run forward to try to help him out.
Okay.
And steal the broom.
And with that,
I'm gonna run forward as well.
The sphere breaks, reaching the
crap.
Darn it!
Run up. Do I have an action?
Right now, we're going back to the initiative order since combat has reinitiated with the sphere open. So that brings us to the top. The Ifrit, now freed from its sphere, is going to go first.
He's mad.
He is livid. All right.
I just wanted you to know I was trying to free you.
I don't know these people.
Lake of lava.
These assholes.
Can you believe how rude these people are?
It's going to fly back up. Keep away.
criminy.
It's going to, let's see. It's going to go ahead and cast invisibility on itself, and then it vanishes from view.
Great.
As it does that, do I recognize the spell?
You do.
The spell. I cast counter spell.
You can. Go ahead and roll. Wait, no, it's a second level spell. It auto, yeah. Yeah, because it is a second level spell.
Yeah!
All right, so as it's forming is to vanish, Scanlan, what do you do to counter it?
Oh, I'm gonna sing. No, I'm gonna distract it with this.
With an app?
With an app. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted.
Keep going. Distract him with your morning radio program.
And that bit of chaos is just enough. As it begins to cast its innate invisibility spell, it looks over. What? Shit! And it loses the spell concentration. The invisibility field vanishes, and it kind of stands there above. All right. That brings us to Vax.
Oh, shite. Right. I'm going to leap over the lava pit.
Make an acrobatics check.
Yeah. That'll be a 28, so I'm gonna run up behind Grog, and I should be
darting
within...
around the side there, because you are hasted with this, so you can actually just dart around the side.
All right. Right behind Grog, I should be within 60 feet of the Afriti.
Yes.
And I'll throw 3 daggers at it.
Go for it.
First one is a 34.
That hits.
Second one is a 27. Third is a 29, so they all hit.
Hits. Jeez,
but there's no sneak attack on these, so this is 10 on the
How'd you get
first.
34 in your attack?
I don't know anymore. I rolled really high, and I rolled my attack bonus, like a
Attack
19 plus 11, 30?
30, okay. 30.
I don't know.
That's okay. A 30 works. Okay, there we
Math looked right when I did it.
go. Okay, 34, I was just like, bleeding from my nose. I couldn't deal with it. All right, so 30, it hits. It's fine.
There's no subterfuge. It might be stupidity.
That's fine.
First one was a 10, second one was a 10, and the third one is 7.
7, got it. All right, cool. That ends your turn, Vax. That brings us to Vex.
Hunter's Mark.
All right. It is...
It wasn't because I used lightning arrow, so it dropped the concentration.
That's right.
on
So your Hunter's Mark once again, which put that back on there. Alrighty.
Although it doesn't really matter because I'm going to cast lightning arrow on him and I lose my Hunter's Mark. I can cast.
The trauma from the earlier
Dangerous.
episodes.
Yeah.
Hunter's Mark!
All right, so lightning arrow again. Go ahead and roll for the attack.
Oh, yay. That's 31.
79.
30. 31.
That hits. Go ahead and roll
Okay.
damage. Burn, you're on deck.
Good. 23.
23 points of damage. Alrighty.
Ooh.
That's better.
The lightning slams into his chest, and you can see kind of arcs through his scimitar that it's holding up in its hand, and it kind of shakes and almost drops the weapon and catches its arm as the electricity disperses out the edge of the blade and kind of looks back at you. It's now glaring at both you and Scanlan.
I'm gonna use my movement to run up around the molten lava and hold my hand out for Gurn so that he can use me to get out of the molten lava.
All right, that's as far as you can get there.
Okay.
All right, Gurn, top of your turn, you take 24 points of fire damage from the lava as you're sinking into it.
Yeah, me too. So, can I jump up and then cast a spell?
You'd have... Right now you could try and cast in this area, but you have a hard time concentrating. I'd say you have to take a concentration check to even get a spell out because you're in so much pain. I'd say you'd probably want to move out of the lava before you do that.
Get out of there, blue boy.
All right, I'll get out of the lava.
So you kind of like, kind of stand.
Take my hand!
It's
Oh, that's
too.
true. She's helping.
It's too deep, and you're having to basically wade your way through, which is burning your hands as you get over there.
What
even
about
though
my
she's-
broom?
You were holding your broom.
Right.
So here's what you do. You go ahead and you kind of lift yourself up out of the lava onto the broom, and then kind of push. And you're not fully on it, and it's hard to kind of engage its mental commands directly with the current amount of chaos around you. But you do manage to skirt yourself just to the very edge of the lava and land on your feet, which are numb after the sheer amount of pain you've suffered. And you don't even want to look down at what you look like from the bottom.
Do you need me
waist
to
below.
hold your broom while you cast your spell?
Please.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
So she takes the broom from your hand. What are you gonna cast?
Disintegrate.
Damn it.
Okay.
Disintegrate? That's a spell?
What
is that? That's a big one. We've seen that happen.
We have?
Yeah.
Who did that?
The giants got disintegrated.
I'm fairly pissed at the moment.
As you should be. All right. So you get to go ahead and roll.
Get the fucker, you dirty bastard.
All right, let me get to the spell here real fast. All right, disintegrate. You need to go ahead and make. Oh, it just makes a dexterity saving throw. It doesn't even get. All right. What's your spell DC again?
16.
16. It rolled a 2.
Yes!
Whew, that's gonna be bad. All right, roll 10d6 plus 40 damage.
Oh,
Damn.
10d6.
Disintegrate is messing around.
Yep. Yep. Remember that giant? It was in your.
All sixes.
yeah. It was Mary that
10, 11, 16, 22.
It's all or nothing spell. Like if they make the save, nothing.
22,
don't make
23, 27, 33, 36, so 76.
Oh, damn, son! Of force damage. As you get out, you can see your vest itself is burned. There's still elements of like embers kind of burning at the edges of the leather and the cloth. The bottom part of your scales are a combination of blue, black, and little bits that have cracked open where you can see red flesh underneath. There's a lot of burn
The
damage.
zippers are very hot, I might add.
I bet they
They're
are.
nearly glowing. However, as you turn around, and as your kind of fin jewelry on the sides of your face jangles with this speed as you spin around and point your finger upward, the arcane energy forming at the end of your finger, this singular beam of dull green arcane energies streaks forward. The Ifrit, who is currently focused on Scanlan and watching Vex run past, looks down just in time to see you release the spell. Opens its eyes and attempts to dodge out of the way. Unfortunately, not fast enough. It blasts on the side of its shoulder, and you can see as a whole chunk of its back muscle, shoulder, and lower torso are just turned to dust, exposing bone and elements of its musculature and flesh underneath. It goes and looks down, like it can't even make a loud emitting of pain. It's just kind of gutturally whispering its horrible suffering. As it looks down and reaches up with its hand and kind of cauterizes the wound on the back of its body, leaving it kind of a charred cinder. It glares down at you, extremely angry.
I hate you most of all, Scarecrow.
Go back to your fire slit.
Fire slit. Percy, you're up. Unless you want your dudes to do anything, by the way. They're still over there dancing.
Yeah, they should get a little bit closer and dance
okay.
in front of him just to make sure. They get very self-conscious if no one's paying attention.
Of course.
They're just cheering
They're
on.
dancing while I'm standing.
Can I knock him down a notch? Does he have some? Can I try and shoot him to drop him out of the sky a bit, or is that?
You can certainly try.
I'm gonna try. Well, first of all, I'm gonna hex him. He's hexed.
All right, so the hex moves over.
Hex moves over.
Alrighty.
And I'm gonna take a shot to try and drop him. I'm gonna take a crit shot to drop him.
Go for it.
That's 22.
22 hits.
And that's what's the saving throw for that? Strength throw.
Strength? 23.
Really?
Yeah. Sorry.
That's fine. You just take his damage like a
Little bitch. Plus 1d6, don't forget.
Yes, thank you.
Disintegrate spell fucked him up.
11. 17 points of damage.
Nice.
I'm going to shoot again at him. Well, that's.
Is this with your pistol?
Yeah, I'm just with the pistol right now.
And what's your first range increment on that?
400.
The pistol?
Yeah. 1200 for bad news.
Your first range increment.
I'm sharpshooter. I have no range increment.
That's right. Good call. Yeah, so fire again.
Range increments are for... we don't do that here.
Yeah.
All right.
2020.
That's 28, 20, 30, 31 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage. Scanlan, you're up next, by the way.
I'm thinking.
And that's 16 points of damage.
Alrighty.
It's 2 shots.
Just as it manages to cauterize the wounds from the disintegrate spell, both bullets blast into its torso, and you can see it's now thinking that a height advantage would be helpful after being locked in a hamster ball and then now being repeatedly blasted from every which way. It's not enjoying its current experience by any means.
It's gonna get worse. All right, and now I'm doing a sharpshooter shot.
Okay.
Pew pew.
Pew pew. That's 18.
18 hits.
Oh!
And that's 12, 18, 28 points of damage.
Nice. This one actually blasts into the center of its chest, and you can see part of its pectoral muscle just tears open, and flame just erupts from the impact. It kind of reaches up and
Action surge.
Oh,
This guy. Sorry.
Percy.
I'm keep pulling it. Same thing. I'm sorry. Same thing. Sharpshooter. I'm gonna be rolling sharpshooter.
Go for it. Okay.
Get the other nipple now.
The other nipple. 14.
Smashing piercings.
7. 22.
22 hits. Whew, this is gonna be a rough round for him.
27 points of damage.
All right.
Reload and one more shot.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
I mean-
shot, reload. Yeah.
Reload, one more shot.
You got it.
That's 17,
Oh.
27, 29.
That's a hit. Yeah, go for it. Roll damage.
That hits.
Damn, man.
16 plus 21 points of damage.
All right. These like holes are beginning to appear in its body, where just the bits of fiery flesh are being blasted away from the impacts of your weapon. All right, that brings us to Scanlan.
It didn't kill him?
Nope.
Wow. No, but he's a civ now, but yeah.
You guys held him.
Wow. This took like 100.
Took a lot of damage.
Hey, that ion stone that I have,
Yeah?
does that allow me to cast a 4th level 3 spell?
If the spell you put into it was a 4th, 3rd level spell, yeah.
It was a 3rd level spell, so it's like an extra 3rd level spell.
Right. Then you did.
I'm maxed out on 3rd level spells, but I still have that thing.
So yeah, so it wouldn't be a 4th level spell because you didn't cast into it as a 4th?
No, I mean the 4th time I've cast a 3rd level spell.
Oh, got you. It wouldn't count against your daily.
Oh,
it's
okay.
in addition to that.
So I will, for the first time ever, use that stupid ion stone and cast lightning bolt again. I'm just sticking with my method here.
All right. With a 5, it does not make its saving throw. Go ahead and roll damage. 8d6.
6. Oh, he's gonna do it. Thank you. Okay.
Here comes the cube.
7, 10, 17.
23, 28.
Thank you. Did you do this one too?
Yeah, 23, 28.
8, 28.
How do you want to do this?
I think I would like to, if there's a way, I'd like to have angle it somehow so that he will drop right on top of Grog. I feel like Grog can do something to a falling behemoth.
It's hard pressed from this angle, unfortunately. Grog's at an angle. You wouldn't be able to really do that. Mind you, when you blast him, he'll plummet to close to his feet if you wanted to.
All right, yes, let's do that. So Grog can feel like he gets part of this too.
Okay.
And if I can, I'd like to burn a big S in his chest.
So, as you charge up and blast the lightning bolt from your crotch region, you then do like a little dance maneuver with your waist, causing it to carve a Scanlan S into the torso of the Ifrit. As it plummets to the ground, slamming into where the lava would be, while the fire doesn't hurt its form, you can see Grog as it stands on the ground. Its form's turning to ash around you. Like it's actually just dissipating and turning to ash as its eyes kind of roll up and meet with yours.
I'll run over in the lava and I'll go, I'd like to cast beheading.
All right, you suffer.
Jesus.
26 points of fire damage, reduced to 13.
Not a
From
problem.
taking another round in there.
Totally worth it for the spell.
As you take Paper Edge and just take the head off. As the head rolls away,
I'll grab it.
You grab it. Turns to ash.
Run out of the lake.
You get out of the lava, stand on the side, and look over, and just as the rest of the head just kind of turns to ashes.
Oh,
I walk up to Grog.
You did it again!
And I pat him on the shoulder and say, "That was so impressive.
Hocus pocus,
A
motherfucker.
genuine mage."
And I use sleight of hand
Okay.
to shove the flying broom into the bag of holding.
Okay, roll sleight of hand.
Whoa! Yeah, girl.
Am I allowed to roll a perception?
Yes, you can.
Come on, Vex. Come on, sister. Come on.
18.
Get it.
16.
Plus.
No.
No, total 16?
16 plus 1, yeah.
Yeah. As you're kind of dealing with this, you have no notice of this. I mean, you may question it later if you like, but you have no idea where it went and didn't see any of this transaction happen.
Yeah, I know.
Oh no! Oh no!
What is it?
Your broom fell in the lava.
What?
I saw it.
I just
saw it
turned
fall.
around for
I
a
tried to
moment.
give it back to you, and it fell in the lava.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have looked at me when I cast my
spell.
spell.
This is why I never looked at you
I
before.
was wrong to doubt you.
No! Now you're a constant source of disappointment.
18.
Where's
Okay.
my fucking broom?
Make an insight check now.
Insight. 13.
13. She's telling the truth, man. That broom just went straight in
You're a
lava.
horrible person.
You know, I'm really good at reading people, and I know that you're telling me the truth right now.
So sorry.
No, I feel your sorrow. I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you that
I
you have
feel
to
bad that you
experience
had to
that. It's just a broom. Right, it's just a flying broom that's very difficult to find. No big deal.
I wouldn't know. I don't even
That's
know.
all right. You know, it sterilized me, actually. I'm quite glad. It has very dirty properties.
Oh,
Anyone that would put it between their legs to fly around would be in horrible danger. Horrible danger. So it's actually probably for the
Communicable
better.
diseases?
Yes, so many STDs. It's really just like a...
Well, it's a
It's
good
really
thing.
just like a disease tampon.
Probably best.
That's really what it is.
A what? A what? Is that like a magic candle?
It's sort of like a magic candle.
Yeah, a tragedy candle.
Right, it's a tragedy candle.
Yeah.
A Blanston candle.
Yes.
I don't understand sorcery at all.
At this point, you hear the flickering of flame, and the portal itself has begun to expand even further. The light growing brighter.
Lilith throws up a skywrite spell and says, we're taking the portal.
Okay, as this is happening, the flames themselves just grow higher and higher. The lava begins to boil and roil. As you guys all move up to kind of the side, you can see the lava is beginning to kind of almost like splash out, and spray bits are starting to scatter as some of the nearby trees tumble over, and you can see the 4 fire Ashari as well as Korin come across one of the clearings. The other way, you see what looks to be another salamander gets thrown about 15 feet from the trees, hits the ground, skids, and is motionless as you see Serkonos with the rest of the Pyra, the fire Ashari, stepping through.
Keyleth, we saw your symbol. Is it time?
Yes.
All right. Let us try to close this rift.
And the rest of the druids all begin to gather around the outside of this portal. As it's flickering, you can see, piercing into the extremely blinding light, Keyleth, you take a moment and using your attachment to the fire Ashari and the fire elemental plane from your last passage through it, you can see past the brightness and see beyond the doorway and you can see on the other side there appears to be probably another half dozen or a dozen or so of a few other elementals and salamanders that are now making their way towards the portal. So
I stand next to my father, enjoying the rest of the goods.
Grog, you should probably help them with all of your magic powers.
Do you think so? It feels like it's an intimate
Just hold
thing.
your hands up. Hold your hands up.
All right.
All right, as the rest of the Ashari begin to gather around the portal and concentrate, they're managing to hold the rift in its current size. You see as beads of sweat begin to pour down Corin's face, not used to this type of terrain, goes, "Ugh. We need more power.
Okay.
If you can aid, whatever you have to bring to this, please. Now's the time.
Does anyone wish to help with the ritual?
Yeah.
I'll help.
All right, how would you wish to help?
What a nice guy he is. Certainly not someone we should swindle.
Well, no,
I'm strange that you would.
I
say
would
that.
know
I
if
don't
someone
know.
were trying to swindle me,
That's
believe
true.
me.
That is true.
You all have honest faces, particularly her over there. Very honest face. What can I do to help?
What do you think would lend itself to a fire gate sealing ritual? It could be a spell, it could be a use of a skill. How would you like to?
Candle? Do you have any candles that can aid?
Like fiery candles, maybe?
I have a... No, this one casts... this is bright light. There's a thunder candle. Blink candle. Destroying... No, that destroys dexterity. I have a thunder candle, but I don't know if that would work.
Make an Arcana check.
19.
19. The blink candle, which you crafted from various parts from blink dogs and other creatures that have natural translocation capabilities, might have the capability, as this is a doorway between planes, and teleportation magic is based on creating short-form doorways between similar spaces, might have some impact on the ritual if used properly.
I have this blink candle. It's formed from various animals that blink. And that has dimensional properties, very good properties, the best kind of robust properties that I can throw it in, and it might help stop all of that.
Yes,
business.
Perfect sense.
Right, so we're all in agreement then.
Yes, go for it.
Well
Yes,
explained.
All
You
right,
do you,
so
Ben.
I'm going to hand blink candle to Coral, and I'm going to have Coral walk into the portal.
Brave Coral.
Brave Coral. Fuck, I've lost 2 in my broom. What a fucking terrible day.
As Coral takes the candle, it kind of turns around and then begins to just slowly melt as he steps into the lava.
Run, Coral, run!
1, 7.
Come on, Coral.
9 points of fire damage to Coral, who is already sitting at.
Or was it 6?
I had taken 6 damage, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that brings it to 15 from 33. Coral's at half health. Coral, as this is rough terrain, gets part of the way there, then continues walking forward. The rest of the way takes an additional 8, 10. It's going to be 17 points of damage.
Oh no.
That's 1 point left.
So that's 30. No, it's 20.
32.
32 points of damage. What's Coral's hit points?
33.
33 is the max?
What, didn't you just say that?
That's what you said.
Yep. On the sheet right there. I can read my own text. 33 hit points. Coral at 1 hit point gets up to the lava, takes the coral, and as the energy expands from it, you can see like a ripple, like a heat wave ripple that just billows outward. Coral vanishes entirely, and the portal shrinks down by about 5 to 6 feet, actually closing in its space.
Oh, for Coral, I forgot to tell you something. Fuck.
Suddenly you hear a and Coral appears about 10-15 feet in the air.
Oh, good, there you are. Listen, have you seen my broom?
Smack! Coral falls those 15 feet, taking 6 points of bludgeoning damage, falling the rest of the way. Smack! Let's see if Coral survives this with undead fortitude. That is... Nope. That is a roll of 8 versus a total of a DC of 11 with the damage taken, and Coral just splat. Like a really, really old orange just slammed into the concrete. Just
really old orange.
One of the fire shard goes, and just starts concentrating on holding the gate.
I'm starting to think you're all very bad luck.
However, that did aid the ritual. All right, we have 2 more folks who can aid in this ritual.
I can use. I don't know if it'll help, but I have a really great diamond of awesomeness. That's precious. And
How would that help?
I don't know.
Am I a part of the people who can be included
Yeah.
as the 2?
Oh, yeah.
Alright,
Got nothing.
okay, I am going to cast a 7th level plane shift to help smush it clear.
All right, go ahead and make a nature roll with advantage.
That's
This is your understanding of the natural elements of the world around you and the connection you have with the fire elemental plane.
The magic stuff works. Really expensive.
Oh, okay, I'll take
I'll
that.
teach you
12.
later.
Oh, with advantage? Yeah, okay. 23.
23. As you begin to concentrate, your hands instinctively burst into flames to coalesce your connection to the fire elemental plane. As you complete the plane shift spell, your form shimmers for a second, and for a moment it looks like she's only partially there. She's actually translucent as flames begin to lick up the sides of her body. At this point, you can see the lava flow in the mountain begins to slow and the bubbling begins to come to a stillness. The portal itself shivers again and then shrinks down to the size of a normal doorway, about 5 foot by 10 foot tall, and it's just barely holding on. As you're concentrating and holding it in its place now, you can see now the rest of the druids around are sweating profusely. Who wishes to take on the last part of this ritual?
I have a firebrand warhammer. I could hit it. Anybody else got anything better?
Do you have any magic stuff, Scanlan?
I can inspire them. I mean,
You dimension door it or
Yeah, dimension door.
a dimension door what?
The door. I did planar binding, which technically wasn't really supposed to do what I just did, but it's
Planar shift, you
fantastic.
said, right?
Planar shift, I mean, yes. 7th level planar shift.
Finding ways to tailor magic essences into this type of a ritual.
Do I know that will work or help?
You don't know. You'll find out. However you wish to aid this ritual and justify how it would be helpful in this instance.
I have something I could do.
Oh.
Yeah, spit it up.
Do I have the... Yeah, go ahead.
I whip the cape of the mountebank out of my pocket and run at that door and jump off the edge and just try to balloon umbrella it down over with that red cape.
Okay.
Matador it.
I'm doing it. I'm matadoring it.
Okay. I will say. How do I make this work? I want you to go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Okay. That is a 25.
All right. You rush up, leaping off the side, spinning in the air. As you do, you unfurl the cape and turn it into a limited parachute type projection. And as you slam it down towards, I need you to go ahead and make a wisdom check.
Uh-oh.
To see if you have the capability of triggering the magic of the item at the right time to be impactful.
Cross your fingers, everybody.
Come on, Vaxie.
Oh, come on,
No
natural 20.
bonuses here.
No whammies.
We don't still have our
Mm-mm.
fancy feast, do we?
Oh, yeah, are we
Yeah, we
still
do.
Do we
feasting?
still have our fancy feast?
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
You have advantage on wisdom.
Oh my god.
That's better. That is 13.
13?
Yeah.
That's better. As you come down, you take the cape and encase it and trigger the magic. At which point, the remainder of this doorway just blinks out entirely. The cape gone. The doorway gone.
Hot, 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 hot,
Has
hot.
back,
Vine.
right into the lava.
I take a grasping vine from the edge and try and yank him back.
Okay, you take 22 points of fire damage as you splat into the lava.
The Deathwalker's ward is set to fire, so
that reduces it to 11.
11, yeah.
So you into the lava. All of a sudden, images flash in your head of the time that you lost most of your foot in the Underdark. And you go, no, 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 no. And before you can even react, all of a sudden something wraps around your waist and yanks you out as a vine pulls you in an arc and slams you into the hard obsidian floor from the outside of the lava flow. The rest of you gather there as the rest of the druids finish their concentration the lava pools themselves have gone still, and you can see elements beginning to cool, and there's currently no sign of a tear between the elemental planes that is currently bursting through.
Job, Vax.
Where am I near her? On the ground?
You're currently, she would be back here. You're on the ground right next to a dancing skeleton.
Well, I moved up. I moved up.
Okay.
I would be.
Yeah, you would be part of the ritual, but you fell next to the dancing skeleton.
Okay, I look at the skeleton, I look at her. I look at the skeleton. I look at her. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, no, I already knew that.
Yeah.
It's fine. You did good. You did good. I reached down and I helped him up.
Okay.
How bad are you?
I'm pretty bad.
I cure wounds level 4.
Okay,
Yeah, cool. Do that. I'm gonna walk out of the lava now.
Taking another 21 points of fire damage.
Too many fucking
reduced to 10. The druids all kind of look around and give a nod of acceptance. All of them acknowledge you, who they have not met and don't understand quite where you came from or why you're here. But one of them, who is currently missing an arm on one hand, dark, weathered skin, long jet black hair cruising down to the middle of his back, approaches you, and his one right arm he puts on the shoulder and says into your eyes, "I do not know you, friend, but you have come to our aid at an hour we've really required it."
Great, sure. I just thought I'd come and lose a couple of thralls in my fucking broom, but great to be here. Everyone seems nice, especially her. She's great.
He removes his hand. Very well.
Let me know if I can do anything else. Do you want a candle?
Candle?
Oh, I make candles, just various candles.
He does this and his finger bursts into flame and you can see a flame flickering. "We do not need candles here in Pyra, but thank you."
Is that the finger? Or is that the finger?
Insinuated. Actual finger. At this point, Corin, your father, approaches you and places his hand on your shoulder and turns you around to look you in the face. And you can see there's smears of dirt, and he's still glistening from sweat from the whole ritual, and he kind of looks a bit weathered and winded from the experience. And Keyleth, I'm proud of you.
Thank you, Father.
I think we will stay here and help the Pyra tribe rebuild.
Oh, okay.
He kind of takes your chin and pulls it up and looks you in the face with a broad smile on his face. He says, "The road before you, Keyleth, is hard and fraught with loss and sadness. To live is to struggle against the void. But it's those moments of darkness that define the joy of the world around them. Learn from the loss and push forward as a beacon of perseverance, of hope for life after pain. This is one of the pillars of strength of a leader. One that I've learned with the loss of your mother. But you are my beacon of hope. And to many more than you even expect." And he looks back towards the 4 other members of the Zephyra tribe that are all just looking at you. And they nod.
I hope I do not fail you, Father.
I trust you will not. Now go forth. While we stay here, I want you to grasp your destiny. Vanquish this terrible beast that lies on the shores of Taldore. Complete your Aramente.
How do you know that this is my destiny?
Whatever your destiny is, grasp it. But you've chosen this path. And all destiny really is the choices you make, leading towards a goal that perhaps you do not yet understand. But when you've returned, I wish for you to teach us the wisdom you've gained on this journey.
Kaitiake, father.
Kaitiake Keyleth.
Did you see a broom lying around anywhere?
No.
Sorry.
That's all right. We will keep an eye out for it, though.
Please. And tell everyone #feel the gurn. They'll know what it means.
What is a hashtag?
I'll explain later.
Well, unless there's anything else, we have business to attend to in restoring this area. I wish you all great luck.
Corin, if we should ever need you, if I should ever need you, or the assistance of the Ashari, what is the best way to get a hold of you?
Call to Zephyr. Come home. And we will come with you. As he looks over all of you, kind of giving each a look of nod of respect and appreciation.
Wow.
Felt it coming.
Glances past to Grog. Vex. Lingers a very long look on Vax.
Oh.
Just gives you a nod.
His diamond earring is
Listening in the light, yeah.
Did I stutter?
Stay safe. For her sake. And Corin turns around and walks back as the rest of the Zephyr Ashari walk along with him. You, through all this chaos, kind of get a little bored and frustrated with all this weird, nonsensical stuff. Look at the ground and realize there's a lot of hidden treasures scattered amongst this vicinity. As this was
Probably so. You know, I might stay behind a bit and dig around for a little while. You know, candle making's a difficult business.
Is it now?
Aye.
Well, if you ever are looking for more customers, you will always find them in Whitestone. So if you make your way north,
Excellent.
you're always welcome.
Thank you. Could someone heal me a bit before you leave? I'm quite singed.
Oh my.
I woke up and I cast Cure Wounds on him. I've got jack shit about
She's so nice.
She's great.
At a
the
level
nicest.
3. At a level 3 for you.
Wow,
favorite.
you, yeah.
That's really nice of you.
You're a really good person.
I am. 20 points.
Holy shit.
Vex,
Yes?
this gentleman has done nothing but aid us.
I
and
know,
we've-
and it's
we've,
so
he's
kind
suffered
of
the
him.
loss of 3 of
And
his
look at all of these
rolls.
treasures he's gonna find here for
Is
his
there
candles.
anything we can do
make
to
an
repay
Make
you?
an investigation check.
Did that centaur the genie had, did that fall in the lava?
This is my head every time we end a game.
Yes.
Oh.
Uh, 18.
18. As you look down and see all these treasures around, you get a better, closer look. You know, the ground here is rugged rock and black ash and dust and pieces of charred and burnt petrified wood. And right around the outskirts of where the lava pool is, you can see what look to be broken slivers of soot-covered dragon scale. Just kind of peppered throughout the landscape. Barely visible until you look real close, thanks to the constant barrage of black soot and dust that falls from the nearby area.
Do you collect dragon scales for your candles?
Oh, I forgot to tell you, I've sold out my own kind because I was enslaved by dragons who had tails, who consider themselves royalty and therefore better than me, and I don't have a tail. And so I spent my whole life trying to figure out how to turn scales into weaponized candles. Anyway, gotta go. Everyone have a great time. Thank you.
You just leave?
I leave.
and
Scoop up some of the fused scales and piss off.
You guys watch as Gurn Vanston begins walking around, and like a gutter snipe or one of the people on the beach with a metal detector just starts
combing through.
Don't you forget about me.
Gurn, before you leave.
Aye?
You know we're killing a very, very large dragon. Hopefully rather soon.
Very interesting. Where would that be?
Well, he's in a mall now, but we're gathering our forces in Whitestone.
Good to know. I might catch up with you later on.
All right.
Goodbye.
Which he says with a strange Doppler effect, even though he's but 20 feet away from you and has chosen now to ignore the rest of the party to go about his business.
No, just like an NPC and just Skyrim.
Yep. As there's skeletons in the background, just kind of dancing along.
There's only one left.
Yeah, only one left.
I think he's freeze frame.
It's okay. There's plenty of charred corpses littered all over this mountaintop you could make undead from.
Yeah. See you later,
Does the
Michonne.
skeleton go with him, or does it stay?
It follows him.
There's two of them.
All right. So the rest of you, what is your next course of action?
I sidle up next to my sister and just stand there for a moment and deadpan say, oh, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And then I walk away.
Keelan, why don't we head home?
How do we do that?
Whitestone.
Can we get to Whitestone? Can you vamp us?
Let's
Let's
go
go
home
there
and
and
have
rest
a drink
up.
and rest up.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you guys. Thanks for coming and helping.
Your dad is very noble.
Your homeland is, I mean,
Charming.
the volcano, the magma, the monsters, the fire torn in the sky. It's lovely. It's charming, really.
Thank you, Scanlan. This isn't my homeland, but
Oh,
I
it's
appreciate
not?
how well you know me after all these years.
I'm sorry. I thought you lived here.
No, this is the Fire Ashari's kind of
You're
camp.
not a Fire Ashari?
I'm an Air Ashari.
It's alright. It's only been a couple of years.
Only a couple of years.
Aren't all the Shari the same?
You know what, Scanlan? That might be the most
gonna have
questions
tails.
you've ever asked me about myself.
I don't even know your last name.
I don't have one, but thank you.
Hey, what's a hashtag?
Hey, Gun. Gun.
we do, actually.
Hello?
Is it just dragon scales or is it any dragon parts you use?
You know, mainly dragon scales, but I do like to see them blown apart, so that part's merely for pleasure.
Got it.
All right, bye.
Give him 5 pounds.
Let's
of
go
dragon
home.
scales.
All right, I pick a tree that's big enough to fit all of our.
I'll make you a
You've already cast transport via plants this day. That's how you got here.
Maybe we should rest.
Wait, do you need me to help you with the tree spell?
Maybe we should just sleep here and rest up and spend the night, wake up in the morning, head back to Whitestone.
He's gonna still be there next week, by the way.
And with that, Vox Machina leaves Gurn to his business as they go and camp out at the base of the mountain, knowing that.
Someone lose an orb!
And with that, we're gonna finish tonight's game.
Can I say something from this realm?
Yeah.
I'm delighted. We showed a thing on at midnight tonight of someone lounge singing "Stand By Me" to Donald Trump and putting the name Donald in there. So I told everyone, please tweet that to @WillW. And people are fucking doing it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So if you find the guy singing a very poor rendition of "Stand By Me" to Donald Trump, please send it to Will Wheaton. He'll love it. It's his favorite thing in the world.
Beautiful.
It's his favorite thing in the world.
You heard it, guys. Critters call to action. Make it happen.
Hashtag feel the Gurn.
Critter strong.
Feel the Gurn.
Pretty strong.
All right, well, guys, Chris, thank you so much for coming
Thank
in
you
with
for
us
this was
tonight.
so much fun.
A week
Yes,
You guys are amazing.
Feel the Gurn.
You're the best DM in the world. This is a wonderful party, and you're all fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm not even upset that you stole my broom. Everyone can pick apart there.
I think I got mine.
And don't judge me, Scanlan. You didn't see me do it.
I didn't.
He just
Sam's
assumed.
just judging.
I'm judging you, Laura Bailey.
There is a definite
Everyone
distinction.
will judge you when you take it out and use it for the
Vex
first
is
time.
fine. Vex is
I
fine.
can't wait.
Laura
I can't believe
Bailey's
you got it.
awful.
That's amazing. She's one of the
By 1
flies
point,
so
too.
much.
Oh man.
Beat him by 1.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've kind of congealed. Well, guys, thank you all so very much for watching tonight. Hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. We return next Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, once again, to pick up the next length of Vox Machina's journey. Everyone, show your love on Twitter to Chris @Hardwick. Thank you again for coming and being an amazing wizard for all of us. And is it Thursday yet?
Hey.
See some of you guys tomorrow, and if not, next week.
Peace out!